What's up, guys? How are you? How are you? How are you? It's Wednesday night. That means it's time for another NNR Xfinity Series race. Just like the trucks got it done last night, right here. That was a phenomenal race. Vols and I in the booth. Trucks got it done. Bowling won the championship. J-Paw ended up winning the race, but man, it was a phenomenal time. Definitely want to give a big thank you to everybody that came out. All the extras from the Cup and the Xfinity Series that helped make that field bigger. We're going to see a little bit of the same tonight. In fact, the one and only J-Paw is going to not only act as administrator for this race, he's going to be driving that number 12 as well. Another big thank you to NNR Monster out there in chat. Monster, thank you very much for everything, all your support all season long. Hockey 1217, buddy, thank you very much for the follow. Definitely appreciate it, man. But we got just about 200 laps on store tonight with these Xfinity cars around the Queen City. Nothing like wrapping up a season, wrapping up a championship right at NASCAR's home. What more can you say about NNR, about this community, about this family? Expert was originally going to be in the booth with me. He ended up getting tabbed on the shoulder by the one and only Lacey Cool. She's a NASCAR Drive for Diversity driver. She's in the Legends Series. A long time ago, I don't want to say a long time ago, about 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks ago, Anthony Alfredo, the Cup driver, actually raided my channel after he was done. So when the NNR race was over, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and pay it forward. Well, we paid it forward. We went and raided Lacey Cool's channel, and a relationship between Expert Racing and his graphics service, as well as Lacey's dad, kind of hit it off a little bit, and now Expert is the official graphics designer for Cool Racing. So big props to him. Job very well done. Absolutely deserves it. He does great work. So I can't say anything bad about that. But she is running for a championship over on her iRacing channel. I believe either that or she may not actually be streaming. I'm not sure if she was allowed to or whatever the case may be. But he is actually acting as her spotter right now. So that's where Expert is. But man, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up these points for everybody here in just a moment, just to show you where the Xfinity Series standings are. And I mean, Commando Griff really put on one hell of a stellar postseason. As we got closer and closer to the playoffs, Q-Dog relinquished the point standings to King Mathers. King Mathers couldn't finish out the season, and Commando Griff really just hit his stride. And here he is sitting in P number 1. Combat B sitting P2. Q-Dog, that led most of the season, sitting in P3. Yotes King, he'll actually be in the 22 tonight. He's in P4. Master Killer P5. Cole 315 in P6. King Mathers sitting back there in P7. KFB 18, don't think he'll be on track tonight. He's in P8. Baritone Boss, hopefully he'll be here in P9. Little Tank in P10. PTH the GOAT, haven't heard where he's been for a little bit now, but he won't be here. Neither will Old Tweeter. We'll still have just about 15 cars out here on track. And if you were here for the truck race last night, they had just about 17. So we're only going to be missing a couple people, but you're in for another hell of a race. I believe they're going to be racing on the high draft setting. So we'll keep up with that. I believe that's the same thing that they ran with last night, or actually last night may have been under the normal setting. So if these guys are racing under high, man, this pack is absolutely gonna stay together. Tree Wade, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out and checking in. Race hasn't started yet, just waiting for that ever popular, I should say, invite from either J-Pa or Q-Dog or one of the other guys. Monster that you see out there in chat, he is also in the race tonight. So I definitely wish a whole lot of luck to him. Normally you see him in the 3 in the Truck Series. He won't be running that number. No, he actually will. No, yeah, he'll be running the 8 car tonight. And old Combat Beast switched over to the 3. So looking forward to seeing all the paint schemes that these guys have come up with. Put a little extra time, a little bit of imagination, a little bit of effort. Man, it always goes a long way. So we're just waiting to see how that plays out. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring it on back here and see exactly where Cinepuse and all them are. It looks like they've only got about less than 30 seconds left on the counter. I want to give a big thank you to the one and only sponsor that has absolutely come on board very strong. In fact, I just got 3 cases of this stuff that you see on your screen right now in the mail today. Go on over to repsports.com, pick yourself up some, and I promise you will not be sorry. The stuff is absolutely amazing. I won't drink it this late because it will keep me up. Rock NASCAR, good to see you, sir. So yeah, go on over to repsports.com, order whatever you want, and when you get to checkout and it says promo code, normally you might have to look for a Groupon code or whatever to get some kind of money back. Just do me a favor. Put in repeat 1975. Let me take care of that for you. I'm going to take 15% right off the top. Don't worry about it, and you will be good to go, I promise. So again, big thank you to Raise Energy. It came on a little bit later in the season. I absolutely appreciate it. All right, so guys and gals, we're going to get up here, get going under these Charlotte lights, about to rack and stack them all up. Mama Vols, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. I know your baby boy, he's got a little bit of help right now calling an iRacing race. I believe he's doing it with the one and only NNR Swats that wrapped up the truck season last night. Again, big thank you to Swats and all that he did in that series to make sure that they had one hell of a stellar season, not to mention a stellar championship race last night. Let's go through the field. 98 of Old Master Killer, he's going to be on the pole. 20 of Duramax, he's going to be starting P2. P number 3 is going to be the 13, your current championship points leader. Then we got the 12 of J-Pa. He ran Hertz colors last night. Here he is going to do it again. The 0 of LXTX7. Double Deuce Yotes King. J-Pa says he's the best in the business. Well, let's see. Then we got the 9 of Old Q-Dog. Good luck to him tonight. The 11 of Cinepuse. The 43, I think that is, of NNR Trip. Might be the 13. 8 car of NNR Monster. Good luck to him. 44, the one and only Baritone Boss. Bill's Legend in that 47, of course. Cole 315, able to make it in with that number 1 Gatorade machine. And Combat Beast up here. Everybody single file. There you see, I believe that's going to be J-Pa up ahead, leading the group around as he should. Done one hell of a great job all season long. J-Pa was talking to his group before this all started as they take a second parade lap around all single file. J-Pa's series, the Xfinity series here in NNR, they have they've had the most different winners at 13 throughout the season. The points battles changed hands a few different times, and they've had the biggest or the most parity throughout the entire season as well. This is one hell of a group of guys. They've also, between the trucks and Xfinity, they've also had the most people come on out, such as yourselves, Mama Balls, Rock NASCAR, Howler, good to see you. So many people have come on out. Great job all the way around. So we're going to go ahead and get stacked back up as they qualified. Definitely appreciate the pace laps. Definitely showing up, showing out, paying tribute to everybody all season that was here. I told everybody just before this all kicked off. Those that were here stuck it out for the entire season. It used to be said that a man is nothing without his word and a firm handshake. These guys gave their word at the beginning, and there's a lot of them that stayed true to that word. So I give them all kinds of credit. It's going to be this number 3 Dale Earnhardt Wrangler throwback from the one and only Combat Beast. That he's gonna bring these guys to green again. He's gonna have the 98 of Master Killer to his outside Duramax, Commando Griff, and J-Pa. That's gonna be your top 5. Let's bring it back on up to that 13. Double file, racked and stacked up, ready to take the green. The Queen City Championship race, ladies and gentlemen, about to kick this off. Big thank you to everybody one more time all season long. Thank you very much for coming out. Enjoy the race. Here we go. Combat Beast hard on the throttle. The looks like Duramax, he's going to be able to stay underneath the 98 Master Killer side by side most of the way back, going through 1 and 2, 3 car, getting a clear advantage. We'll have to see if this race turns out like it did last night. There were quite a few Dale Earnhardt-esque moves that were made. A little bit of bumper contact, a little bit of side drafting, a little bit of getting loose. A couple people actually ended up a little bit of a slide through the grass. We'll have to see if the same thing happens tonight. Coey out there saying good luck to all the Xfinity guys tonight. Coey, I'm sure every single one of them absolutely appreciates you coming on out, wishing them luck. Make sure you stick around for the post race. I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. And man, it's great to see this all culminate. I tell you what, when the series first started, we had a few cautions here and there, and as the season got on, it got to be less and less and less, and to the point to where it was what NNR was known for, and that's only like an average caution of like 3.6, 3.7 per race. Man, that is absolutely huge, and that's actually including the stage breaks. So these guys have done a great job all season. I believe, again, that these guys are on high draft, so you're going to see this big pack all the way around most of the time. You're going to see a few people be able to break away, the ones that have absolutely nailed the setup right on the head, and others, they might fall back a little bit, but you know what? It's a long race. They got 39 laps left here in stage number 1. I believe it's a total of 200 laps, exactly what we're going to see tomorrow night from the Cup guys. And I tell you what, that Cup race tomorrow, when we came into last week's race at Pocono, there were a mere 12 points between Lucky Dog and CGMX Rose. Lucky Dog swept stage 1 and stage 2 and came in 5th in the finishing order. CGMX Rose came in 2nd in stage 1 and stage 2 and went on to win the race. The overall series points right now, they're 8 measly points. And don't forget, normally the Coke 600 race is 4 stages. So just like we saw something happen last week with Lucky Dog finishing 5th after pretty much dominating that race. Even though there were quite a few contenders up there, and Rose led a lot, he led a lot, Stout led. There were, I believe, J-Pa led. Quite a few people got up there to lead. The Aviator led. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that plays out with 4 different stages. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. But right now, this 20 of the one and only Duramax, he is leading this train around by the hand. You know what? Actually, let's go on over and pick up on old Duramax. Hope right now his stream is kind of freezing up just a little bit, but let's go on board with Duramax and see what he's looking at. Obviously, we'll be able to take a look at his rear view. Actually, no, better yet, we've got an onboard with the car that's sitting in P number 2. Stand by. Where'd he go? There he is. Let's go ahead and pick up on old Combat Beast as he tries to work his way on up and see if he's got anything for that 20. We're going to go, what do they call that, NASCAR nonstop or crank it up or whatever. Y'all go ahead and let's pick up on, never mind. Looks like we've got a manual caution, so something must have happened a little bit further in the back. Not quite sure what it was. So J-Pod not only is he the Xfinity Series admin, but he's driving tonight. You see him right there in that 12 Hertz car. You got word from the rest of the gang that 2 or more cars went around. So these guys all now have a chance to come on down pit road. Some might have to fix up damage, but this is the first chance where everybody's got some time to make their first round of adjustments. Either a wedge, maybe a little bit of tire pressure, maybe a little bit of tape. Who knows? It's limited, but the sky is the limit. I mean, you could crank those tires all the way up, all the way down, wedge all the way up, wedge all the way down, tape all the way up. Although I wouldn't suggest it because you'd blow the motor. But it's gonna be interesting. We'll go ahead and get on board with this 3 car, as you see on screen right now, and watch him stack back up. I'll keep the volume low. Actually, no, we'll keep it right here until they all get out. But we'll go live with them and see what they're going to be able to do once they get back double file and address the line coming to the Raise Energy restart zone. We'll see exactly what this 3 car has under the hood. Bowling, good to see ya. Experts, no, buddy, I am far from the GOAT, but I appreciate it. Good luck to old Lacey Cool tonight in her championship race. Told everybody that's where you're at. Gave a little bit of a history on how you got to be affiliated with that whole team, her and her dad, and the Legend Series that she runs in the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program, Drive for Diabetes Awareness. So good for them. So yeah, again, we're going to go ahead and jump on board with this 3 right now. Go ahead and hold on, crank it up. Let's go. All right, going to go ahead and bring it on back. Big thank you to the one and only Combat Beast for allowing us to go on board with him, listen to his chat, listen to his radio, doing one hell of a job there. You see the 12 Hertz. I believe that's going to be a Ford Mustang for the one and only J-Pa. He gave up the 22. Let Yotes go ahead and keep that for tonight. They are double file behind this 20, and man, great restart by those guys. Combat not yet able to start. J-Pa definitely applying the pressure to that Wrangler throwback Dale Earnhardt machine. Going through 1 and 2, there is the 9 of Q-Dog. They're all single file up by the wall, just one lone car down on the bottom. Be able to try to keep that momentum up, but 3 and 4 are a whole lot tighter than anything else. You say you had no sound. I absolutely apologize. I've got that part muted. I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. And I'll tell you what, to apologize, we want to do that one more time. I think we should. Let's see. Combat is down low. I'm going to guess that, yeah, it looks like another caution has flown. So I said, want to try that again? We'll absolutely go ahead and be able to try that again. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. I wish I had known. But yeah, we'll get that up and going one more time. Absolutely. Dale, yeah. So I would imagine, I know there's quite a few drivers out there. I see Vols, I see Harvick, Bowling, this year's NNR Truck Series champ, Papa Bear now out there, Coe out there, so many, of course, Rock, so many drivers that are out there. I would imagine by now, with between two of these manual cautions, you'd be able to get most of your changes in. The only issue is you haven't really run a long run yet to find out what you need. So I guess this really all reverts back to practice during the week, getting that long run in, see what you need, and make sure you got what it takes when it really matters. As you watch them all coming off pit road, looks like the 12 of J-Pod is going to be able to beat the 20 of Duramax, and that 3 car of Old Combat Beast. He's going to come back out in P number 3. He's got the 11 of Cinepuse, another one of our onboards, right up there in P number 4. 9 of Q-Dog, the guy that led the series points for most of the season. Man, I can't wait for this. It looks like they're going to go ahead and get back double file. I'm going to go ahead and do what I did before. Again, I apologize for the loss of audio. We're double file back up on screen, as you see. Here we go. Stand by.
Still there. Still there. Careful, still there.
One more time, coming to that Raise Energy restart zone. Off of 4, J-Pod's going to be the first one to see the flag. Here we go.
Now. Got one peeking outside.
It was worth the attempt.
Careful, still there. Clear all around.
I don't know if he has damage or not. Oh, as I hit the wall.
Inside now. Stay eye up here. Left side. Inside. Stay right. Got one down low now. Inside. Clear behind.
Clear look.
Looking inside now.
There we go. So yeah, watch the 3 start in P3. Now he's back to about P9, P10. Lost some ground after some contact with the wall. We're going to keep on going through the field. The 20 of Duramax went from P2 back to about old P5. Saw the 13, and 13, a little bit of contact. Great job by him keeping it up and out of the way. Also, great job by, I believe that was, I'm not sure if that was the 13 or who that was, but also, yeah, there is 13 of Commando Griff. Now, this guy right here, that was amazing for more than one reason. Between stage breaks and positions, he has a chance of not winning the I almost said Super Bowl. Wow, that's really bad. The championship. That was really, really bad. Yeah, Commando Griff, he does have a chance in not winning the championship. If he was to, finish last in both stages and have a very, very poor finish, he could. But man, it's very, very not likely. He's got a 30-point gap back to P number 2. So more than likely, when this is all said and done, we're going to be talking to this driver in the booth after he's done burning it down. I'm sure he's going to thank his smoking hot wife. He always does. So if Mrs. Griff is out there, definitely appreciate you. Man, your husband's driven one hell of a race all season long. This number is definitely shown to be not so unlucky for this guy. And there he is. Great maneuvering, great track awareness by driver 13. We're going to keep on going. Picking up J-Pa, and it looks like I'm not quite sure where he's up in the lead, and he has got a huge lead. I mean, looking backwards from him, you barely see anybody. We're gonna keep on going. See the 9, you see the 22 of Yotes, the 33. There's that 3 car showing the kind of speed that he had last week at Pocono. And while we're talking about that, when Q-Dog and some of your peers that are fast week in and week out say it was like you were driving a Cup car, the rest of us were driving Xfinity cars, that is one hell of a compliment. Goes to show the kind of practice and the kind of speed you had built into that car. Great job last week by Combat Beast. He didn't win it solely off of fuel mileage. Battle here between the 11 of Cinepuse and the 1 of Cole 315, rocking those Gatorade. Another one with a little bit of I believe that's a Dale Jr. throwback also. Looks pretty good. Great job by these guys staying side by side. Looks like Cinepuse is going to go ahead and prevail, take that spot, and he's just going to keep on keeping on. We're actually going to work our way back up front. Look at this side-by-side battle ahead of the 3. I'm working my way up there right now. There's the 8, and I believe that's going to be the 47 of Bill's Legend. Also rocking, this looks like an old Michael Waltrip throwback. I've actually got that diecast sitting right up here. It's a beautiful car. Or it could be the throwback to the Dale Jr. Hellman's Camaro. Either way, looking pretty good. I tell you, man, if there were a few more weeks in this, and I'm not on any kind of a Combat Beast wagon train or anything like that, we just saw him go from P3, which is where he is right now, all the way fall all the way back to about P10. Here he is, all over the back end of the double deuce of Yotes King, trying to take P2 away. Does he have enough to catch the 12 of J-Pa? I don't know. Man, it feels weird to say the 12 of J-Pa. It just doesn't have the same ring as the 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang of old J-Pa. Bowling out there saying the 13 making his way back to the front after that mishap. There is, you're absolutely right. He's got the 98 of Master Killer right in front of him. He's got those 13 Miami Dolphin colors going. If Stout Whiskey was out there, I'm sure he'd probably agree with me. One car hard up into the outside wall. Great job by him to keep it up there and not come down and collect positions 3, 4, and 5. And look at that. After the 3 car cleared that pack, he is pulling away. J-Pa with clear, wide open track at the line this time. 13 laps to go. We were just sitting right here on driver number 13. Commando Griff having one hell of a race to fall that far back and come back up. He's definitely got some speed built in that thing. Came prepared to fight for every single one of these points that he has absolutely earned. Again, Q-Dog led most of the season's points right up until just about like a week or two before the playoffs started. King Mathers came on pretty strong. Mathers unfortunately not able to finish out the season, and Commando Griff just got absolutely hot when it mattered most. And like Bowling just said out there in chat, man, the man is coming. He has got a world of speed. So J-Pa leading, 3 of Combat Beast in P2. Unlucky, unlucky 13, not so unlucky again tonight. Sitting in P number 3 with 11 laps to go here in stage number 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's actually jump on board again. Little quick on board. A couple laps. We'll do another little crank it up session, if you will. We're gonna go ahead and pick up on the 11 of old Cinepuse, battling out right now with Monster and one other right in front of him and to his side. Go ahead and crank it up one more time for about 2 laps as they come to about 9 laps to go. Here we go.
Bottom here. Hold your line, got one outside. Stay on the bottom. Car on the outside now. All clear.
Great job by the one and only Cinepuse, and a big thank you to him as well. At certain times during the season, he's been an in-race reporter, skipping, being in chat with everybody else to make sure that he had great communication with the other drivers on track to, give me an assist, but also for the onboard. The man is absolutely awesome. He's fast every single week. Very often, whenever Rock NASCAR puts out those Facebook updates on the statuses, the winners, and whatnot for each league, just about every single night of the week, very often you'll actually hear old Cinepuse's name being called out for a W, and it's not always the same league. So him, just like a lot of other guys in the NNR community, whether it's in trucks, Xfinity, or Cup, they race many different times a night. The more seat time you can get, usually the better. And man, great job right now by that 11. Sitting a little bit further back, which makes me think something happened that we might have missed on stream. Baritone Boss, buddy, if you want to come on up, you are absolutely welcome, sir. We're going to keep on...
well, I appreciate the offer then.
Hey, how about that? Baritone, what's happening, man? That double 4 fail you again?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's just been some internal server issues. It doesn't seem like the NASCAR server's been too kind to me recently, but I'm getting some stuff fixed with my setup. So I think, unfortunately, maybe not. Fortunately, this is the last race of the season, but going forward with other heat stuff, I'll be able to, not end up sitting in the booth with you. Not that I don't enjoy your company, though.
No, I definitely appreciate your company as well. Originally, Expert was going to be up here, but like I said during the stream, he kind of got tabbed by the one and only Lacey Cool to go and spot for her in her iRacing Championship race. So that's where he is. Vols and Swats are streaming over on the iRacing side for a league over there. Vol said, though, once he was all said and done over there, he's going to give us a big old raid party come on in, check out the rest of this Xfinity Series championship race right here in NNR. It's going to be one hell of a time. Picking up on one of your buddies right now, this Gatorade #1, a Cole 315. He's got a lot of track all by himself. I believe it's going to be the 9 behind him. But Cole's another one that's been very, very methodical throughout the season. When he has been able to do here, either has been able to be here, either due to work or due to family. But he's great. He's a great competitor. He's a great buddy on and off the track. Bowling just asked out there in chat, wanted to know if the 13 of Griff has caught Combat Beast yet. Well, look at this, Baritone. Not only has the 13 caught the 3, he's passed the 3, and both of these guys are just about caught up to J-Pa.
Yeah, they're definitely beginning of this run here. There was a little bit of an incident toward the front of the pack, and it kind of separated the group out a bit. But I saw Griff was definitely coming back through the field. I know he was trying to get back up to that 3 and seemed to have caught back together, and they are closing in on that 12. But I don't know if there'll be enough laps left in this stage for them to catch them, but they are working hard at it, that's for sure.
Yeah, they are absolutely working hard. Are you in, or do you need an invite to the race, sir?
I am not in the race currently, and unfortunately, you can send me an invite. I don't think it's going to work considering I did start the race. Unfortunately.
Okay, not a problem. Let's see. We got actually that was the race for the stage right there. So while we go take a quick old break, most people know exactly where we're going. We're going to go over to NNRleague.com, take a scroll through the Zazzle tab, and then we will be right back. And by the time we get back, you'll have an invite to the race as well. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat Preset League on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to NNRleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, as always, you don't miss a thing. Guys, man, we're going to go ahead and unfurl that Stage 2 flag right now. I'll take a moment just to get old Baritone in here, but man, here we go. One more time, stack back up. Got your message, bud. It's going to be the 22, the 3, the 13, the 12, and that 33. That's going to be your top 5. 22 is going to be hard on the throttle, and in Heat 5, unlike iRacing, if you've got a shifter, it absolutely means just about a tenth. So hard on the throttle, getting up, getting through those gears as quickly as possible. Looks like Yote's going to try to hold on to that, but he's going to have a world of steam coming up right behind him.
Yeah, there definitely seems these restarts at Charlotte are definitely quite chaotic here. They're going quite at it. So it looks like we've got quite a few battles going toward the front here, but no, yeah, they're definitely the issue with the corners here is the turn 1 and 2. You kind of keep up the momentum, but that 3 and 4, you got to let off quite a bit, around 165 miles an hour. So that definitely creates quite a disparity where some of the guys that can hook their cars up well through the beginning of the stage can definitely get a better run on some people, and that does create quite a jumbled up pack in those at the end of 3 and 4.
Now, I did get a chance to ask J-Pod during pre-race, what is the draft on tonight? Is it on normal? Is it on high? It seems like this pack has been able to stay together for most of the race.
I actually don't think I could tell you right off the top of my head. I think it's on, oh, wow, it actually, I think it was on higher draft for tonight. Oh, and that does work. I guess I can watch.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
Yeah. All you do is hit that little icon in the top right and jump on in. Commando Griff now working underneath the 9 of Q-Dog. Q-Dog knowing exactly what this 13 is going for, but at the same time, Q-Dog has a chance. Okay, Bowling out there saying it's on normal draft. Bowling, buddy, thank you very much for the help, and congratulations one more time, champ. But yeah, 13 able to work on by the 9 of Q-Dog. That moves him up to P4. Q-Dog now P number 5. Still chasing that 12 Hertz machine. And man, I don't know if anybody's gonna have anything for J-Pa. He won stage 1, and well, guess what? He did the same thing last night, I believe. Won stage 2 last night and won the race as well. So J-Pa absolutely showing not only can he lead these Xfinity guys, but he can lead these Xfinity guys as well.
Hey, he's definitely got that thing hooked up tonight. There's a reason why he didn't make really any Xfinity starts, and that's because quite literally he is one of the best guys out there, and he is showing it right now. That thing is on rails right now, and it's just a struggle for the rest of the pack to work together just to keep up with him at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this everybody right now, they're trying to get down to that low line as we're looking at a battle right now between the 22 of Yotes and the 3 of Combat Beast. Combat Beast has shown that on the long run, he's been able to work his way through traffic. Looks like the 22 is going to be able to dive it into the corner, but 3 and 4, unlike 1 and 2, all you got to do in 1 and 2 is really just burp it. We did see some tire issues last night during the truck race. What were your tires like during stage number 1 on that long run, getting to the end of the stage, or have you been lagged out for a while now?
From what I did get quite a few laps in on the tire runs, and I can say there was definitely disparity between guys that were running a higher preset versus maybe a tighter preset. A lot of guys were going for kind of middle of the road tonight, but the guys that seemed to be running tighter presets definitely seemed to have the right front issues very early on into the race, which was quite surprising for me. Myself, I wasn't really pushing the car as hard as much, and if you weren't pushing the car very hard, you could actually save quite a bit of the right front, and we're not really experiencing those issues. But I know there were a few guys that I were talking to definitely had some tough issues or burning up the right front very hard. So that might be something to look out for later in these long runs, is some people that might start moving up through the pack because they're having to not having to fight that car as much.
It's kind of odd that you're talking about the right front during last night's race with the truckers. Anybody that we were able to ride along with, whether it was SWATs or whoever, most of it was the right rear. But during one of the cautions, we brought Expert Racing into the booth or picked up on his radio rather, and he said that he was also working on the right front rather than the right rear. So it's kind of weird that you're talking about the right front. He was talking about the right rear. The right front. But on anybody's tire map, whenever we were able to follow along, it was always the right rear that was hurting the most.
I think that definitely comes down to how some of these people drive this track. If you don't send it in as much and can kind of save the car a bit, you don't really have those issues of having to save that tire or having to save the right rear as much, because it kind of takes care of itself. But if you're slinging it in those corners quite a bit harder, then you're definitely going to experience more of that right front tire wear. It comes a lot down to how they're driving the track. And Charlotte's one of the few tracks in this game where I feel like you can actually drive it in multiple different lanes, both the high and the bottom line, throughout most of the racetrack, especially in 3 and 4, and that definitely dictates what your tires are looking at. So it will be interesting. I think you'll see a spectrum of both right front and right rear issues, but hopefully for these guys it won't affect them too much.
Got a bit of a battle for the lead here. Got the 13 of Commando Grip right in front of the 98 of Master Killer. Behind Master Killer is going to be the 20 of Duramax. And he is side by side with the 12 of J-Pa. J-Pa, he clearly checked out early. This 13 flat ran him down. Now, I'm going to guess, judging by a little from what a little birdie told me out in chat, that old Commando Griff hit up Bowling last night after the truck that he had. And even his peers said, you know what, Bowling had the truck to beat. And absolutely, I mean, that just goes to show the kind of consistency that he had all season long. But he said Bowling hit him up and got a nice little setup in his inbox. So I hope Commando Griff, gave a nice little chunk of change for the, very, very obviously valuable information. But new leader, car number 13, your NNR Xfinity Series points leader. And man, I tell you what, right now, I think if it was to end, I think he would be your series champ, no matter what. If he locks down stage 2, I think it's all over for the rest, and we could absolutely see a very, very fun race, carefree race, of course respectful race, but man, at that point when it's wide open, you're just out there. It's almost like what we would call an NNR fun run, either on the Heat 5 or iRacing side.
Most definitely. I think a lot of those guys that were already well out of the points battle there were taking this race as more of the want to go out there and have one last ride with this group of guys. We've raced for months now on this game in the same group, and we all kind of were like, all right, let's go have one, enjoy it. Let's try not to bring too many issues into it. And a lot of the guys were taking the same mentality, just take it easy and let's have a fun one.
Yeah, Commando Grip, he's got all kinds of clean track. 98 of Master Killer right behind him. Then the 12 of J-Pa. Now, I was kind of surprised to see J-Pa come down, try to get a little bit of a side draft. You're part of that whole hashtag J-Pa militia, which I understand could be coming to an unfortunate end pretty soon. A whole lot of people, you and Q-Dog and Cole and many others, heading on over to the iRacing side. J-Pa said we all got to grow up sometime. It's kind of an odd way to say, hey, we're done. But man, all the years and years in NAOR, in American Ethanol, here in NNR, and other places, that's a lot of great memories to have and store, and the friendships that you've built along all those years.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, speaking about NAR and stuff, and meeting J-Pa, I met him back on the 360 days, way back when. I think it might have been 2015, 2016, originally on Forza Motorsport 6, and just going back through all the games and stuff and the history. We've raced on every Heat game, done some sort, whether it be one series or another. The same core group of guys there have been pretty much since the beginning, and it's always fun whenever I see them out on the track, because I know that's a friend, and I know what he's gonna. I know at the end of the day, no matter if we make contact or something, or we might not agree at the end of the race, but we're still going to be friends the next day. So, I've been on the queue end a few times of hashtag Angry Paw, but at the end of the day, everyone's appreciated. You don't race with the same group of guys for 6+ years if you don't have mutual respect for each other. So, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of them are moving over to the iRacing stuff. I haven't decided what I'm going to do in terms of iRacing quite just yet, but I think we're all still friends, so we're not going to let that go anytime soon.
There you go. Yeah, actually, Motorsports Games released a little bit of information about the new offering, or whatever the new game is going to be. They released a cover on YouTube. Both IDK Player and Real Radman did a quick little about, or a little tutorial about the information that was released. They did release part of the cover. Looked pretty cool, not too bad. They also released a news article, I guess you can call it, or just a little snippet of what was going
quotes.
on. Yep, yeah, little quote. And our factor, I've seen some of the gameplay. You could take it back to like NASCAR Heat 2, NASCAR Heat 3 on the super speedways, which is what they showed, where it was just like block style driving, where as the cars went around the Daytona or Daytona, they stayed side by side. They didn't move out. They didn't do anything. That's kind of what that looked like. But the tire model and the physics are supposed to be absolutely amazing. So we'll have to see how that all pans out. I promised Coey and I promised Stout on the console side, if when the new game came out, NNR decided to do anything, whether it's just an abbreviated series, just a cup, or just an Xfinity, or just a truck, or whatever, or even two out of the three, I would not leave them high and dry as long as the new game was also available on the existing console. If it was only made for the Xbox Series X, I'm sorry, got to bow out. I can't justify buying a $500 or $400 console for a single game when everything else I play is right here on my Xbox X. So
we got pit stop starting here. Looks like.
Yep, absolutely. I just saw quite a few guys, including the 11 of Cinepuse, drive right on by that parked 44 going on down pit road. Here's the 33, the 13, the 9, and others. Looks like some of these guys that might not have been pushing as hard as the 13 had to, trying to work his way on up to the lead, now have caught him giving him a little bit of pressure. 33's now to the lead. Not sure if he's already pit or not, but Trippy to the lead here, going down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4.
This group, I believe, still is not yet to make a pit stop. I think the group that just did probably might be splitting this stage here. I am not quite familiar with what the lap count is quite yet, but I did see them coming around, and it looked like that group of cars had, before the pit cycle, had gotten into it a few times with each other, both Master Killer and J-Paw. I think their cars were starting to fall off because both of them brushed the wall twice there. So I think they were saying that their tires were done and it was time to get some fresh ones on.
Yeah, I believe last time by said 19 laps to go. I'll double check. Actually, I'm riding along with the 8-car combat beast. If he doesn't come on down pit road, I'll be able to tell you right now. Of course not. He's going to go ahead.
This time.
Yep, he's going to go ahead and duck on in. And it's actually 18 laps remaining in stage number 2. So from here on out, he'll be able to make it on a full tank of gas. They get just about 26 or 27 laps. He's only going to take a can and a half.
This time.
Yep, everybody else will be coming on down this time. As you saw, the 13, the 33, the 20, all go ahead and signal that they're going to be coming on down right along with the 9 of Q-Dog, trying to woe it up, getting on the binders without getting too loose. 9's going to take a spot from the 13. Way to outbreak old Commando Griff.
I took one from the 33 there. The 9 definitely had one heck of an entrance there and was able to get ahead. Now to see that first group that pitted of both J-Paw, Master Killer, and the 11 car, I think, was there. See how far they come out ahead, because they should be cycle around to the lead. They pitted a few laps earlier there.
Yep, I just picked up with Combat Beast coming on out. I just saw the 12 of J-Paw go flashing on by. He's got the 11 of Cinepuse to his outside, going into 3 and 4, passing by the Ferris wheel, going by the turn 3 and 4 grandstands, getting into the tri-oval. And right now, it looks like the 20 of Duramax is still the leader until this all cycles through. Let's see, at the line, let's switch the leader over to the guy that's actually in front of J-Paw. So let's go ahead and see if we can find out exactly.
That's Master Killer.
Yep, Master Killer driving that custom number 98 tonight. Let's go ahead and work our way on up to him. Yep, looking back at that 12 Hertz Ford Mustang with the 11 right behind him. So top 3 pretty strong. Harvick fans saying, hope we get our lap counter, leaderboard, and whatnot Ford broadcasting in the next game. Harvick fan, you're not lying.
Oh, wait, that'll be the day. I can't wait for once we get some proper stuff for guys like you, Pete, and y'all that do all this hard work for us and get these league broadcasts set up. It'll be such a relief for y'all to finally get those features that I think are most definitely deserved, and I think finally show some love to you broadcasting guys. It'll be it'll be very exciting once those things are coming, because I think we will be able to take these broadcasts to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, I mean it'll be absolutely phenomenal if we had a crawl across the top that worked, a lap counter that worked, and everything else that was promised to us when it was all coming out is actually one of their biggest selling points. And everybody that was into the streaming, broadcasting these leagues, every night of the week. You ask Rock NASCAR, the man is just flat busy, sometimes 10 to 15 leagues per night. And he actually goes out and puts the track counter. It's not even a track counter showing how many different leagues visited the various tracks. That man is flat busy. If you ever get a chance to take a look at his media room, it's huge. He's got like 3 or 4 monitors, went and got a brand new PC, did it all right, got on iRacing. Rock is an absolute awesome guy. I was actually looking forward to seeing Rock down in Daytona in August, but there's a chance that he won't be able to make it. We'll get to see J-Pod down there though. That's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be about 20 of us joining from Shadows League last season when King Mathers was able to pick that up.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I did a couple of races in there to help fill out some numbers there. That good group of guys, a lot of similar guys to this, but yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds like something to look forward to. I've seen Rock some posts on Twitter and Facebook, and guys definitely dedicated. You can't say anything negative about him. Really, he's passion for the community, and it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'm going to actually post the link. If you're looking for a Facebook group where there's little drama, very, very little banter back and forth, whole lot of respect, a lot of people will, if you ask for help with something, you're going to get it. If you do something wrong, they're going to tell you, but they're constructive about it. Rock and his other admins, they make sure of that. They lay down the rules very, very clear. Don't get stupid or else. So if you're looking for a great Facebook community page to join, go ahead and click on this link. Either Rock or one of his admins will go ahead and add you. Just, man, if you're getting the link from me, don't act up or else. But we're gonna keep going through the field. We're riding along with Yotes King right there. Now the 9 of Q-Dog in this Black Rifle Coffee. He's got a pack of cars here in front of him, including the 13. As it looks like a little bit of contact. I think that was just the 33 that ended up getting sent into the infield. Great save by him. We were talking about Earnhardt-esque earlier. Well, there you go. 33 done a great job.
Oh yeah, I was on board. I saw J. Paul make the move for the lead on Master Killer a few laps ago, and it looks like Combat's doing a similar move as he gets the job done there. It looks like Master Killer's tires are starting to fall off a bit there, and I'm amazed by that group. Q-Dog's in right now, fitting that much later. I knew they were going to initially lose out on that speed, but I am kind of surprised at how they've not really caught back up to this front three. They've seemed to, that front three's kind of stayed where they're at, and I think that'll be something to look forward to in the third stage, is maybe short pitting or splitting it up, because it definitely seems like that seems to be the most effective move, is to get the fresh tires on as early as possible. Yeah,
we've got just about 7. There's going to be 6 laps to go as we're looking at a battle for the lead. 12 of I almost said 22. 12 of J-Pa with the 3 of Combat Beast. 2 is outside, side by side. Master Killer's got to be licking his chops, saying, you know what, you guys go ahead, mix it up, get together. Oh, by the way, I will be right here when you mess up. But man, these guys don't mess up often, Baritone.
Oh no, there's rarely a lot of mistakes in this league. It's definitely a solid group. You got to be on your A game if you want to get in the top 3, let alone a chance for the win all night. I think these guys, Combat and J-Paul, 2 of the best out there. They ain't going to make many mistakes. Master Killer's kind of looking to see which lane's going to end up prevailing here. Maybe try and pick up a spot that way and set himself up for the end of the stage.
Yeah, 3-car Combat Beast come on down, or J-Pa came up a little bit of a side draft. 98 got a little loose right there. I'm gonna guess because those 2 were flat side by side in front of him, might have lost a little bit of that draft, or actually too much draft. Not enough air on the nose, got a little squirrely, and they're still gonna go side by side through the start stripe into 1 and 2. Talk about some great racing. Not many places do you get to witness guys go lap after lap, corner after corner, especially at a place like Charlotte, where 3 and 4 are very, very tight, 1 and 2 pretty loose, and still able to maintain. Great job by both guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I was talking about earlier in the race, is that this Charlotte can produce, especially on the later runs, I feel like can produce some really good side-by-side racing. Bottom lane's definitely the one you want to be in to start out on the fresh tires, because all the grip down there. But as the run goes on, if you can carry that momentum around the outside, you can get some really good passes going here. But it looks like that 3 may have used up his stuff a little bit too much there, trying to get the move done on J-Paul around the outside, and now he's lost out to that position on Master Killer. Looks like he found that lane that was going and managed to keep get the position there.
Yeah, a little bit of instability in the lobby. You saw the 12 and the 3 both automatically just jump on up to the high side, and I know they didn't do it in sync like that, but you can kind of imagine that the 98 of Master Killer got behind old boss J-Pa and gave him a little bit of a shove as the 98 says, you know what, I'm not going to ride that white line. I'm going to come on up, going to give you a little bit of door music, and you're going to like it. So as we saw the 12 and the 3 side by side, now we're going to look at the 98, but the 3 should have the preferred line, and he's been strong on these long runs. But man, here comes the 98 back on the inside one more time.
Yeah, there's a little bit of contact being made there between the 3 and the 98. I don't know there. It's a lot of hard racing there. I think coming to the end of the stage, they want stage points, and there's a lot of contact. The 3's riding on his bumper. They will want that bottom lane there, and they're trying to get it I think is going to try and get it done around the outside here. This will be interesting.
What man, I would say if this wasn't the end of the stage with this kind of battle, I would actually just go ahead and pick up on the 3-car stream, see what he's able to do, what kind of contact is being made as they come to the line. This is it. So J-Pa, he's going to go ahead and wrap up stage number 2. Master Killer P number 2, Combat Beast P3, Q-Dog and Trip in P4 and P5. So great job. Again, man, J-Pa in that Hertz Mustang doing one hell of a job. Commando Griff rounds out P6, Duramax 7th, Yotes King, Cinepuse and Cole 315 round out your top 10. LXTX7, Bill's Legend, and Monster go through the rest. Phenomenal job, phenomenal driving, phenomenal stage. It's got a message from Vols fans saying that he's got 3 laps left to go in his iRacing stream, and then he's going to come on over, hang out with us, and he's actually going to send or raid my channel with his broadcast or his stream. Right now, it's showing that he's got about 26 viewers, so we should be sitting pretty good here with a much, much bigger audience. We're going to go ahead and unfurl that Stage 3 flag. Baritone, why don't you go ahead and take us green, buddy?
All right, as we got to go green here, J-Paul's going to lead the field, definitely class the field. Master Killer's going to try and slot himself in between J-Paul. Yep, there he goes, right down to the bottom of the racetrack. You want that inside lane for this restart. If you're stuck on that outside through 1 and 2, you're just going to fly to the back. Oh, he couldn't get it clear enough. The Combat's definitely got the move there down to the inside there as they go 2 by 2 down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Combat Beast, he's got the 98 to the outside now. 98 on these fresh tires should be able to hold it and send it a little bit more than he would be able to on older tires. 33 a Trip, keeping it stuck to the inside. They are side by side coming through the trial. 98 checked up, let the 33 go. Top 5, top 6 now, all single file. It looks like it's just the 20 of Duramax now stuck to the outside, but nope, the 22 of Yotes, he's going to go ahead and check up, let him in. Everybody now just about single file going down the backstretch into 3.
It looks like they wanted a single file out bit there. That inside lane is definitely the fastest way around here on those fresh tires, and it's hard to create a good run there. We got a little bit of shuffling toward the back of the pack there. I was looking at the 20 now. And it looks like Griff is kind of falling to the back of this group. He was running kind of mid-pack here. I don't know if something happened to him on the restart or what, but he's fallen, I think, almost outside the top 10 there. And if he's trying to get some points there for his championship, it is a bit of a long shot for anyone to overtake him at this point. But being back there definitely is not where he wants to be. He definitely wants to be higher up the field.
Yeah, Commando Griff right now, I believe with his Stage 1 and Stage 2 points, he is solidly in for this year's champion. So, man, congratulations to Commando Griff, able to lock it down early in these stages. We'll have to see if tomorrow night during the Cup race, with 4 stages there, if either CGMX Rose or the 13 of Lucky Dog are going to be able to go ahead and lock it up, or I don't know if you believe in omens, karma, whatever. Is Commando Griff in this 13 taking the 13's championship from the Cup side? So will it be CGMX Rose? We'll have to see. We saw a swing in points, or a change in points last week. Commando Griff's a little bit of lag there, either on his side or the game itself. Hopefully we're not coming across that good old time for the bump. Let's see, time check, 9:54. We are coming across that 10 o'clock hour. What do you know, just as we start to see that 13 dance around. But I want to be the first to congratulate the one and only driver 13, Commando Griff, on your series championship. Griff, when you go back and watch this, congratulations, buddy. Well earned, well fought, great job.
Yeah, congratulations, Griff. I've had the privilege of being racing with him throughout the entire season and previous seasons in other leagues. And dude, you're not going to really find much of a nicer driver out there on the field. I mean, he respects everyone that he comes out there to race every week. It doesn't matter what interactions you have with him. He's a respectful guy and a very humble guy at that. And he's definitely, especially during this playoff run, but throughout the season, he's been one of the best cars out there. It's well deserved, and I'm really happy for him. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy, and he deserved it too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He really caught his stride right on point. I mentioned earlier when Q-Dog lost the points lead, Master Killer was coming on pretty strong. I'm sorry, not Master Killer, excuse me.
Griff?
Nope, not Griff, sorry. Oh my God, his name is eluding me right now, but he came out pretty strong, and it looks like we are going to go ahead
we got a caution.
Yep, throw out that manual caution one more time. Man, what a phenomenal race! And while we got a second here, I'm actually going to go ahead and send an invite to the one and only Vols. That way, when he is ready, he can come on in. You're absolutely welcome to stick around. I definitely appreciate you popping in when you did. It's always nicer to be able to have a conversation and chat with somebody, fellow NASCAR game lover. Let's see, invite to game. That way, when he's ready, and we're gonna go ahead and take a minute so we can both grab a swig of a cold beverage. I got a ice cold bottle of some Rays to go, some Apollo here, and then we will be right back. As always, you want to know how to follow NNR? Follow me. Here we go.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, big thank you. Everybody's coming on out of the pits, being led around by that 12. Let's actually kind of take a look around here a little bit. See if either the 20 of Duramax or the 11 of Cinepuse, the 3 car of Combat Beast, see which one of these guys we can get a great vantage point from, and we'll go on board with them as they get ready to go. And actually, I see the 20 of Duramax up here sitting in P number 4. I'm going to go ahead and pick up on his POV right now. And what do you say we jump on board, ride around with them for a lap or two, do another crank it up as they come off of turn number 4, getting towards the entrance of pit road, still side by side, racked and stacked back up. Ladies and gents, go ahead and crank up that surround sound system one more time. Here we go.
Looking inside now. Got one inside. Farther on the inside. Got one inside. Still there. All right, you're clear. Got one down low now. Stay high up here. Hold your line. Got one inside. Inside.
Come on, people.
Great job by the one and only Duramax. Even though he had that, he got kind of pushed up the track right there, didn't like it. He knows that, the championship is done. He's not a factor, but that just goes to show the pride, Baritone, that you can attest to. Everybody wants to do the best that they can, be raced the cleanest that they can. And one thing about NNR, something that Coe and J-Pod and Swats and Bowling and everybody, Stout Whiskey, they all preach it. Take care of the driver around you and they'll take care of you. This is why NNR has a very, very small caution percentage. I think the cautions tonight are all about people, kind of almost, I don't want to say throwing caution to the wind because it's the last race, championship race, and it's possibly the last race here on the console side because we don't know what's going on with the new game. Everybody wants to be the winner in the NNR Xfinity series in possibly the last race on Xbox.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of points on the line per se, but that doesn't mean the intensity's any less kicked down. Like you said, there's a lot of I wouldn't necessarily call it. Well, it is a bit of bragging rights, but it's friendly bragging rights to say like, hey, I would have won the last race. Everyone wants to win the race, so it's important for a lot of these guys to go out there and kind of go, hey, I won the last one. That's always a fun one, no matter if this is the last. Even if it's not the last race on the console side, it's just the last race of the season. We've all come out here and race so hard so that, they want to be able to go out there and prove a point. I can still win more. So,
yeah, absolutely. I'm going to ask you a question here in just a second about these top two. JJ97 Gaming, buddy, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to NNR. This is the Xfinity Series Championship race live from the Queen City. Definitely appreciate you coming out, hanging out. Feel free to chat it up with everybody here. I promise nobody will bite you. But Baritone, what about these top two? They stayed out, and they've got a hungry pack of cars behind them. I mean, Combat Beast is shown to be fast. Looks like the 22 of Yotes. He's got some damage on the front end of that thing. He's got Bill's Legend and the 12 of J-Pa hot on both of their tails. You know they're going to be pushing them here on this restart. Three's going to go ahead and jam on the gas and jam through the gears first. Back under green and at the line, it looks like we're going to have 94 laps to go here in stage 3. So a long time to go with an early caution. Would you have stayed out?
absolutely not. This game, you need tires as much as possible. I think it is a bit of a surprise to me, and I think Bill's, I don't remember him necessarily being up there, so I think he might have taken 2 tires as well. That's yet to be seen, but that I'm definitely surprised. I think the 3 of the cars that stayed out, the 3 is definitely the one that could have gone with it because he does have a very solid race car, but that 22's already fallen like a rock, unfortunately, being stuck in that outside line. I get the idea of having track position, but I mean, the 22's advantage is already gone. The 3's engine to hold on, but with about 95 to go, you're starting to creep toward the edge of some fuel strategy coming into play. So this will be interesting to see if this race goes green, which there's a good possibility. These are good racers, so that might be something to look out for to see if Combat might get put on the back foot of fuel strategy.
Yeah, 22 made a whole lot of hard contact to the outside wall. The front end of that machine was already very, very damaged. Riding along right now with the 9 of Q-Dog, his front end looks very damaged as well. Now, we know, going down pit road, you don't see it while you're actually behind the wheel. But, streaming these races and watching these races, we see the contact that happens when you're pulling into your pit stall. You're pushing the guy around, the other guy's pulling you around, whatever. And when you come back out on track, it looks like you have it looks like your front end is completely totaled. If the 9 was truly, if he was really as battle scarred as he looks right now, he would not be there. I mean, his left front wheel is showing, the hood's in his face, but yet here he is sitting in P number 4, just like the 33 of Trippy right in front of him. I'm going to guess that's a little bit of lag damage, but the true test, Baritone, would be if these guys lost the draft of the 3 and the 12 and fell back to where they didn't have any help. Normal draft was the call from what I got from Bowling. Now with the 98 pushing the 9, it'd be interesting to see if these two fell back and if they dropped like a rock or if they'd be able to hold serve.
Yeah, I definitely think that the pit lane, we don't see it on our end, but through the broadcast, it definitely looks like we've been through a demo derby coming down the pit lane just for some tires. But no, these guys are definitely sticking there. As J-Paul's class the field once again, those old tires on the 3 might start to be coming into effect here. J-Paul's going right by him, and I think the others are going to try and follow on a freight train, see if they can push this 3 car back as far as possible.
Yeah, 3 car came down, pinched the 33 of Trip just a little bit, not able to hold him back. So Trippy moves up to P number 2, 9 of Q-Dog in P number 3. He had 98 of Master Killer sitting right behind him. So, we got a long train on that inside line, but on the outside, it's a lonely world to be in the cockpit of that 3 right now.
Oh, and that's not going to help it any at all. Heavy contact
Ooh.
there. I think that might have been just an unfortunate incident, but we got cars wrecking way back there.
Yeah.
One car's flipping on that end. I think we might get a yellow for that. There's definitely multiple cars wrecked here.
Yeah, I can imagine if the game caution doesn't come out, that Duramax will reach out to J-Pa and say, hey, man, we got 3 cars back here. So we'll have to see if they're racing it back to the line. If they do, J-Pa will go ahead and whoa it up and hold them up. Check that brake pedal right quick. And yes, indeed, they're going to go ahead and bring it on back down to pace speed. Game caution didn't come out, even though the 20 of Duramax went around a couple times. I guess for the most part, the track was kept clear, not enough to block or impede traffic if they were to come back around one more time. So, yeah, everybody's got one more chance. Come on down pit road. Maybe now, with as many laps as there are left to go, it's a great time to go ahead and really fix whatever damage you have. Spend that extra time. Grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up. We'll grab a lap count when they come on back out, see what they got. Obviously, I think that last count was like 98 or something like that to go, 78, something like that. There's still, at least 2 or 3 stops to go in this NNR Xfinity season. In fact, 87 to go, judging off of the 20 of Duramax's stream. It's a long way to go before we officially get the 13 in the chat and congratulate him on his championship.
There is definitely, this is a very interesting point, this caution to come out, just on based looking at the fuel strategy here. I think if this race does go green to the end, which we probably will see another caution at the rate this is going, just because Charlotte's one of those tracks where cautions seem to come one after the other. But if this goes green to the end, I think this is definitely very much turned into a look after your tires and fuel race, because they're just short of that fuel limit. So if this goes green, this could be a very interesting race from here on out.
Well, I mean, those with damage now repaired. Those that stayed out last time now have 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. One guy going around to get his lap back. I think that's going to be the 22 of Yotes. And he'll be able to get right back in the thick of it. Not quite sure if he took the wave around or if he was the lucky dog or whatever. But J-Pa's going to go ahead and pace the field. 33 attributed to the outside, 9 car Q-Dog, 98 of Master Killer. I believe behind these guys going to be the 11 of Cinepuse, and then the 8 car of the one and only NNR Monster that we're riding on board with right now, sitting in P number 6, 0 of LXTX7. And man, this field has done a phenomenal job. Yeah, a couple cautions, but man, they are racing with their hearts on their sleeve tonight.
I don't think any of these none of these cautions have really been, errors on the driver's part. I think it's just been hard racing. That last one looked like the 3 car was just trying to get falling behind after that. He got caught out on that train there and just either mistimed it a little bit or ran out of racing room because the guy on the inside didn't think so, and that just ended up causing a pileup there. But as we got him going back green, J-Paul looks to be getting a good start there. The 9 car is going to close that inside as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, looking on board right now with the, from the hood view rather, of the 8 car of NNR Monster. Yeah, J-Pa getting hard on the throttle, getting through those gears as quick as he can. I mentioned earlier, unlike iRacing, having a shifter here on heat does help you by quite a bit. It'll give you a 10th in the bank. That was a little secret that the one and only HD Motorsports decided to impart on Coey last season, and ever since then Coey has he's been on his game here on Heat 5, but over on the iRacing side, a shifter means absolutely nothing. There's no time assistance with that. Zero just came on down and got into somebody, and that caused quite a few to stack it up, and yep, looks like we actually have a real legit caution out. 84 laps remaining. Cape, I apologize if I said Master Killer won the championship. No, sir. The one and only Commando Griff, driver 13, will be this season's NNR Xfinity Series champion. He came into this race with about a 30-point lead back to P2 and P3, so it's all Commando Griff.
Yeah, that looked like just a pilot there in the backstretch, but this will this is still puts them in that range if they go green from here to a fuel limit. But I'm starting to think I might be jinxing it every time I mention the fuel strategy with every time these cautions. Every time I seem to mention that this might be an interesting restart, it seems to come one right after the other. So I'm going to keep my trends similar to Larry Mack in the bank here and save those for later so we don't see the continuous yellow coming out.
Curse of the commentator strikes again. Solid George, buddy, thank you very much for the follow. Absolutely appreciate it. Welcome to the NNR Xfinity Series Championship race, live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Definitely appreciate you. Feel free to chat it up with everybody, except for that more than a cape guy. I heard he smells. But go ahead and feel free to say, hey, man, I definitely appreciate you here. The 11 of Sinapuse, he was able to find his way to the point. He's got J-Pa right behind him, side by side, coming across the start stripe. And as they do after the caution, we're sitting at 79 laps remaining. And if I'm not mistaken, I said these guys get about 28 laps on a full tank, give or take. So yeah, as you said, everybody will still have to pit a couple more times before they call this one official, and we see a race winner. We know who our champion is.
Yeah, there's definitely, I think it feels a little more now even on the spread side. I don't think we're going to see too many different strategies when it comes to that, but the 11 car is finally starting to show some good pace there. We haven't really talked about him much being up toward the front, but he had a good move there. He's fallen a little bit back now. Q-Dog might be trying to size him up for a potential move to get up into second, but they got to be careful here because the 12 car is starting to pull away.
Yes, 12 car starting to pull away, up high, going into 3. Going to go ahead and dive down low, then let it wash up towards the wall. Kind of straighten the curve as the old Dukes of Hazzard song goes. And yeah, the 9 all over the back end of the 11. Here comes the 98. Little bit of a challenge. Going to push that 9 down low. 11, he was able to get and stay right in front of that 9. I think the 9 might have had to check up before he imprinted a little bit of Bass Pro on the back of that 11. They are 3, now 4 cars nose to tail, now side by side again, going through 3 and 4. J-Pa still leads the same way he did in stage 1 and stage 2. Pop Bear out there in chat said, will J-Pa go back to back after winning the truck race last night?
Yeah, he's definitely looks to be the favorite right now. There's not a lot of people that seem to be able to challenge him, but Q-Dog's finally cleared his way into second here. This might be one of the few times that he's gotten up in that front two, and it'll be interesting to see if he can. He's got some help with Master Killer in the 11th car. He can close that gap down and maybe get a move done here.
Absolutely. Big Balls out there with a raid party of 10. So Balls fan, table for 10 coming right up. Definitely appreciate you, Balls. Hopefully you had a great stream over on the iRacing side. This has absolutely been a bunch of very good racing. Had a few cautions, but you've now joined the NNR Xfinity Series race championship race live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. I am repeat with the one and only driver of the 44 in this series, old baritone boss, helping me out just a little bit. And J-Pa still leads, the 9 of Q-Dog, 98 of Master Killer, the 11 of Sinapuse, and additional, I'm sorry, that's actually not Sinapuse anymore. That is the 33 of Trip, excuse me. As they're all single file, everybody up by the wall, going down the backstretch, going into 3 and 4 one more time. The laps are clicking down. They're going to start getting that long run feel, Baritone. What do you foresee? I mean, in the practice that you and the rest of the militia had, how long did it take before you really started to break loose coming off of 4 or start getting really, really tight going into 3 and 4?
It usually has to take about a good halfway through the run before you really start to see any real looseness in the race car. It just, like I said, depended on the setup there. Some of these guys were dealing with the car being a bit too tight, and they were starting to wash up toward the end of the run and end up hitting that apron in 3 and 4 especially, and washing up toward the top of the racetrack. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these cars react as they go on, because we might see that 12 maybe set up good for the short run, and we'll see if that long run might be his downfall.
We'll have to see. And ladies and gents, I hear the voice, the one and only Vols fan up in the booth. Vols, thank you very much for coming up. Definitely appreciate you. I know that you just got off of your stream with the one and only NNR SWAT over on the iRacing side. Definitely appreciate the raid. Got about 30 people out there now watching this NNR Xfinity Series Championship race from the Queen City. I sent you an invite a little bit ago. If it's not still in there, please let me know. We'll get either I or Baritone will go ahead and invite you. But man, definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I always love coming over and sharing the love. I appreciate the guys who came over to watch this race. Yes, I will need another invite. One of us is not the brightest person under the sun. I hit the raid button and I managed to show my Discord the entire time. So you'll have to teach me how to raid.
Will do, sir. Will do. Baritone, do you have Vols as a friend? Can you invite him, or do I need to go ahead and grab it?
No, I've got him.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. So we're gonna stay right where we are. We're gonna pick up right now. It looks like the 3 car of old Combat Beast is your leader. The 11. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the 0 of LXTX7. I'm trying to work my way up. Looks like the 47 of Bill's Legend in that Napa Camaro has joined you in the garage. Unfortunately, Bill's has also lagged out, or something happened. I think he was talking earlier about some storms in his area or something like that. Not 100% sure. Alpha out there also talking. The next gen cars are live on iRacing. I believe they're racing around at Daytona. As much as I'd hate to lose anybody, man, I saw the unveiling of the Ford Mustang, the Toyota Camry, and the Chevy Camaro earlier. Those things look bad. They look bad fast. The Mustang looks like a Shelby. The Camaro looks fast and sleek. Well, the Toyota just looks like your mom's streetcar Camry. But man, they all look fast. Definitely looking forward to a phenomenal season next year when they go live, or the first time they hit the track officially at Daytona during Speed Weeks. But over on iRacing, that Pro Invitational, if you will. Sorry, guys, I kind of got stuck right there. That Pro Invitational, if you will. I guess one hell of a race.
Yeah, man, I haven't got to watch much of it. Just came off the iRacing side myself with an incredible broadcast of the WPRL. I appreciate those guys for sticking it through. Give this man a follow. He is the GOAT over here and over there on the iRacing side. I'm watching along here. Looks like believe that is the 12 that is holding this lead. I watched you while I was running on my side, and man, what a great stream. J-Pod's trying to go 2 for 2, Pete.
Yeah, J-Pod right now, I mean, he won stage 1, won stage 2. Absolutely been dominant. He's got the 9 of Q-Dog right in his back pocket. 98 of Master Killer. I believe this 22, who we just saw wrecked. I'm not quite sure if he because we just came off a caution, Baritone, he's got to be absolutely in the legit P4 spot. So talk about a comeback from slamming that outside wall, looking like his hood was a crushed can, to now sitting up here and contending with his top 5. As you see, the 33 a trip all up his back bumper.
Yeah, that 22 is definitely lucked out, as he seems to be part of this 5-train breakaway that's broken away from the second half of the pack here in this long, extended green flag run. He's definitely benefited the most probably from, I think at one point, almost flipping in that last wreck to being able to be sitting right there in 4th, and it's definitely a benefit for him, and he's going to be looking forward to hopefully sticking with this group through the pit cycles to maintain their draft, because this track, not necessarily known to be a very drafty track, but definitely when you get out there, it definitely makes an advantage when you got 2 or 3 cars working together. You can definitely gain some time on everyone else around you.
Balls, I'm really surprised that even though we just came off of a caution, we've got this much separation. I have a feeling something behind P5, P6 may have happened that we didn't catch on camera that made this field get so separated on the normal draft. So, I mean, J-Pod, like you said, trying to go 2 for 2. The 9-car Q-Dog, he was up in the points hunt, but because of where the 13 of Commando Griff finished in in stage 1 and stage 2, he's gone ahead. I believe he's clinched the championship. So these guys up here, they are racing hard. These guys are racing for possibly the last Xfinity win in the NNR community, and that means a lot. If J-Pac can go 2 for 2 between the trucks and the Xfinity tonight, plus get that Talladega win over on the Cup side just a couple short weeks ago, I think J-Pac can call NNR a wrap and be very, very proud of his accomplishments.
Oh, he absolutely can. 98 got in the wall right over there, right when the 33 got behind him. 22 of Yotes gets back up to the front. He gets back to P number 3. But the separation you're talking about, the cream rises to the top. We mentioned it last night during the truck race, that these guys are the top of the top. When they come into the Xfinity Series, Commando has taken the championship by virtue of his Stage 1 finish. And now the separation from first and second to third and fourth is growing. Q-Dogs and J-Paw are nose to tail, pushing the ever-loving snot out of one another. This is where the race gets down. Final stage here. J-Paw is trying to go 2 for 2 for the night and hoping that he can go over in a Cup Series and do a clean sweep of championship week.
Wouldn't that be something if J-Paw was at? I mean, you got to figure between the trucks last night starting off a little bit slower, they don't turn as well as the Xfinity cars do. Getting into an Xfinity car. This is his first time running this series. He figured, you know what? It's the championship race. Commando Griff had a very commanding 30-point lead back to P number 2. J-Paw's going to get in here, race with his guys, the guys that he has, at times had to say, hey, man, knock it off, or great job. He both praised and put people in their place when it needed to be done. So he's right now in front of the 9 of Q-Dog. He led the points for the majority of the season. I think it would actually be the one and only possible sweep for the entire season. You want to talk about a way to wrap up NNR, tie it in a bow, hand it to J-Paw after a lot of great racing? That would be a phenomenal story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that definitely would be a.
Go ahead, Baritone. You know J-Paw better than both of us as part of that whole hashtag J-Paw militia. Tell us something.
Yeah, that definitely would be something. I know he's worked he enjoys Charlotte especially, but he's worked very hard in the Xfinity Series. I've seen him behind the scenes, to set each week up, make sure it runs and goes smoothly. And I think it wouldn't happen to a more befitting person. I think to be able to get even if he doesn't sweep tomorrow's Cup race, be able to get a win here tonight. I think that would be special for him nonetheless. And just speaking on that, I think he might be making his pit stop there or just going low. But I know Master Killer a few laps ago did make a pit stop. So the pit cycle has started, and it'll be interesting to see if Master Killer will come out ahead of J-Paw here, as J-Paw is making his run down into the pit lane.
Yeah, J-Paw's going to go ahead and come on down, grab 4 brand new tires. I was just riding along with the 20 of Duramax a little bit further back. His tires, his fuel, everything is lit up on that number 20 Dex Toyota. And you see the 9 now. He's going to go ahead and dip on down. 22 of Yotes looks like he's going to stick it out one more time. So, green flag pit stops well underway. Definitely appreciate everybody that just joined. Welcome to the NNR Xfinity Series Championship race, live from Charlotte in the booth. I'm the one and only repeat, joined by Baritone Boss, normally driver of the number 44 in this series, and of course, the ever popular voice of the one and only Vols fan. Man, Vols, this is the last Xfinity race of the season. We got the trucks done last night in fantastic fashion. We've only got about 53 laps to go here to call this one a wrap. And then we got those Cup guys tomorrow. And with a mere 8 points between first and second, Old Lucky Dog and CGMX Rose respectively, that is going to be one hell of a battle.
That's going to be the best battle of the week. Bowling clinched the Truck Series champion weeks in advance. Command came out here today, and he did what he always does. He goes up there, he takes charge. He gets a great finish in Stage 1, clinches this championship. But tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, that's where the heavy hitters come. It is time to fight in a 4-stage battle at Charlotte to declare the final Cup Series champion. I don't know. Can Lucky pull this off? We've seen a lot of 13s over our time. I think he can do it. As Command, he misses pit road there.
Yes, he did. I think Curse the commentator might have just grabbed the wheel and kept that 13, or either that or something happened, because he didn't seem like he was woed up enough. I think maybe he got just a little too loose coming off of 4, wasn't actually trying to go down pit road because he was going in way too fast. We'll have to see if he's able to get on those binders this time. Nope, he actually did not mean to do that. But still, Baritone, I got to say, that is some great hands by this year's Xfinity Series champ, not to get caught going left or getting caught going right. He was able to keep that Toyota straight and not spin out, not collect anybody in the field. It just looks like this thing is very, very ill handling right now.
Oh yeah, he's the last car out here that has not made his pit stop, and so I think that car, he was trying to let whoever was going by him around the outside there, let him by, and the car just shot out so loose on the exit of that corner toward the end of these runs. Car a handle, and he just decided to keep it straight through the grass there as he comes down the pit lane. That'll be something to look for later in this race, though, because I was noticing through the pit cycle, I believe he is the only guy currently that is good on fuel right now through making only one more stop after this, because everyone else pitted around 56 to go, and if they're only doing 27, 28 laps, they're right on that limit. Maybe a lap, they need to save another lap, so that'll be something to look out for. Even though he might still be in the catbird seat.
Well, Baritone, we actually talked about this earlier. You mentioned taking care of that right front during the POVs last night during the truck race. Vols and we were talking about the right rear. So yeah, you might be able to go that far on your fuel, but can you actually make it that far on either of the right side tires? That really seems to be the main issue. I'm riding around right now with the 20 of Duramax. He's showing about 80% on the right front, 78% on the right rear. So he's almost even, but it seems as the race goes on, that right rear seems to wear just a little bit more than the right front. But it also depends on how hard you're pushing coming off the corner and how much wheel you're putting into it getting into the corner. That's really where you got to save that right front.
Yeah, I definitely think so, and especially as the run goes on, you might be a little bit in terms of negative of being lower on the right rear. But as you continue to go on, that car will get looser, which it increases the percentage of how much that right rear wears. So it's almost a snowball effect in terms of the car continues to get looser, especially later on. So there's almost that crossover point in the last 10 to 8 laps where the car will just get super snappy loose that you got to be able to maintain throughout the turn. It looks like J-Paw's finally come back around to the lead, but the 9 car is right on his tail.
Now J-Paw, I gotta wonder if he's got this 9 right behind him. Said, hey man, what are we gonna do here? Vols, do you think, just at a respect factor, do you think Q-Dog stays right where he's at? Doesn't really, well, never mind, there goes that idea. I was going to say, yeah, do you think out of a respect factor, he goes ahead and just lets the 12 stay up front, or do you think the 9 is willing to push the boss right out of the way, get under him, get around him, do whatever? Well, that answered that, but it kind of seemed like J-Paw might have checked up a little bit too. I don't know. J-Paw wasn't very good on the long run earlier, but man, he is a blast in these short runs on these newer tires. So could he just be saving? Say, you know what? You go ahead, young buck, do your thing. I'll see you here in a little bit.
I was about to answer your question with a resounding no. I saw that 9 car. He's all over the back bumper of the 12. He has it about him. Q-Dogs wants to go win any chance that he can. And what better way to win is in the final race and to dethrone J-Paw and shut us up about this whole J-Paw's going to sweep the weekend. I mean, we joked about it in pre-race. We joked about it before the race, hours before the race, that J-Paw get the broom. And he's got it. He's going to walk the dog on him. The 9 gets a little loose right there, slides up the track. Now here comes the 12. He's back on his bumper. is the boss gonna, be a little bit more aggressive and go, hey, let me show you how to lead this race? Or is the 9 just gonna keep blocking?
Man, it'll be interesting. Just a few moments ago, we saw the 22 of Yotes completely lose it, hit the inside wall, hit the outside wall, almost collected the 11 of Cinepuse, and right off the bat ended up on pit road. So lost another one in the 22 of Yotes King. Very, very unfortunate. Not going to be able to finish out the closing laps here in the closing race of the NNR Xfinity Series season. But Yotes, buddy, if you're out there, if you're watching, if you're listening, thank you very, very much for everything that you've done. Hard-fought racing all season long. Definitely appreciate you, buddy. Great job. And man, we'll see you over on the iRacing side as that gets started in a couple of different ways. But we're gonna check in right now, Baritone, with driver number 3. He's got this Dale Earnhardt, Wrangler, throwback, and he's reeling these top 2 in. So even though the 9 was pushing the 12 all that time, it looks like when the 9 was able to get around the 22, it broke up what they had going. And here comes Combat Beast, and he is very well known for having a great long-run car.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was watching that 3 car almost about 10 laps ago as this second part of this run started, and I noticed ever since they came off those for the new tires, he seems to be the fastest car out here. He closed them. He was 4th, and he got around, I believe, the 98 back there about 8 laps ago, and he's been closing the gap to him ever since. And he's right up on the back of this 12, and I think this goes back to that when they made their pit stop. The 12, I believe, of these 3 was the first one on, and then it was the 9 and I believe the 3 at the same time. So these guys are on a little bit better tires than J-Paul right now, and that's especially as the run continues. It's going to be a factor in J-Paul's handling versus these 2 guys. And J-Paul might just be holding back on the 9 here and saving a little bit of fuel, because of the 3, he's definitely the one that needs to probably save just a little bit to make sure he doesn't have to make an extra pit stop.
Well, we're going to go ahead and cue the Jaws music, and we're going to go on board with the 3 of Combat Beast. And man, we're gonna let y'all go ahead and turn that surround sound system back on, crank it up, blow out the windows, and we're gonna take a couple hot laps with driver number 3. Be right here. 1 sec, guys.
Got my nose on. Shot. Full crap. Got my nose on.
Careful, still there. Car there on the outside. Got one up top. Right side's clear.
New leader, car number 3 couldn't have happened at a more interesting time. You saw the 12 come on down, and you heard Combat Beast say, "Man, he just cut my nose off." And that was a phenomenal push to get to the front. I'm not quite sure what happened to the back end of that 9. All of a sudden, it just looked like it went to junk. I don't know if J-Pod got into his rear end just a little too hard, maybe a little bit of a shot. Maybe the 9 checked up before the 12 was able to, but doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage on the front end of that 12 Baritone. Do you think these guys are going to have anything for this 3? Do you think that's kind of game over? Or do you think these guys just need new tires to reset it all?
I definitely think new tires is something that 12 is going to be begging his crew chief to give him at this point, because it definitely seems to be struggling here. And the 9's kind of, I don't know what exactly happened there, if he just got tight in that corner or what, but he definitely had a big issue there and had to give up, concede the position, because that 3 wide on the outside lane on these older tires, you're begging to get up into a situation that you're not going to enjoy. But they're definitely getting toward the end of this run here as they get within 5 laps of their fuel. So pit stops will be coming soon here, and it'll be interesting to see if they are within the range to go at it to the end, or if there are going to be some more saving at hand.
You got it. Vols, we saw more issues with the right rears last night. As we were riding along with Combat Beast, I noticed that his right front, which is what Baritone Boss mentioned earlier, was a whole lot lower. Right now he's sitting at about 17% on his right front, 22% on his right rear, 36 left front, 45 left rear. His tire light is on. He's got to be ready to come on down. He's got 2 laps of fuel left in the tank. So he should be, I would imagine, depending on how hard he's pushing this 3 car, that he'll be able to go those 2 laps. We might see him signal this time round, but he's in the best position. If you were J-Pot or the 9, would you have signaled right there to come on down? And maybe try to gain a little bit of a speed advantage on the 3 since he's a bit slower, and try to get on by him? And just as we say that, 3-car signal, he's going to be coming down pit road right now, and he'll have the 22 and the 9 hot up his trumpet, as the one and only Rick James would say. 3-car heading towards pit road.
I think this is going to give the 3 the best advantage. The 3 coming down pit road a little bit earlier, a lap sooner than the other 2 in second and third. But now the 3 is going to maybe get at least a half a second lead out there on them. But the 22 and 9 said, you know what, let's just wait one more lap. There's no sense in pushing it. You can push the car all the way to the end, try to avoid, have 1 extra lap of fuel under your belt, maybe 2, depending on if they come now or if they go 1 more lap. But the 3 was in the catbird seat, and I think he still is.
I tell you what, 28 laps of fuel is what they get. They have 31 laps to go. Are J-Pot in this 12 and the 9 of Q-Dog saying, you know what? Oh no, actually there they go. They're going to come on down this time as well, but they went a couple of extra laps past what the 3-car Combat Beast did. So was that enough? Were those extra 2 laps enough? Are they going to be able to go 30 laps on, or 29 laps on a, no, it actually would be, it would be 30 laps on a tank of fuel? We'll have to see. No, it would be 29, because when they go down pit road, that completes a lap. So 29 laps to go here. We'll have to, man, it's going to be a way to stretch. We'll see if the 3-car is going to be able to maintain that gap. We'll also have to see where the 22 and the 9 come out in all this.
I definitely think that the 3, unfortunately for him, is not in the catbird seat in this situation. Just way too early to make that final pit stop. 31 laps to go. If he plans on going to the end without having to make a pit stop, he's going to have to save a ton of fuel versus those guys who even went 2 laps longer. I think they're going to exit with 28 to go, so they're right in a perfect situation where maybe they only have to save a lap or half a lap of fuel. I think they are going to, even though they're going to give up the lead to the 3 right now, they're playing the long game here, and I think more crucially for them, I think that's the battle for the win, is between the 12 and the 9 currently.
I think you're right, and it's very, very possible that old J-Pot could go ahead and take the truck and take the Xfinity. Or, will we see? We saw the 9 get on by the 12 in the later run, and that is exactly the scenario that is set and that is building, unless we should happen to have one of those cautions. Kate, buddy, thank you very much. I absolutely appreciate you. Don't get sappy, man. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, this is the possibly the last bit of NNR on console, but man, there's still more information yet to find out about NASCAR 21 or whatever it's going to be called. We'll find out a title here pretty soon. A lot of the people that are very much in the know about the new edition say that it'll probably be released somewhere around September or October, the way that it used to be. We'll find out then. But I told Stout and I told Coey, if they decide to do some kind of a short season in Cup, Xfinity, and Truck, before the new game is released. I will not leave them high and dry. But Cape, man, I appreciate you. Love you too, buddy. 3-car back in the lead. Vols, you think the 12, you think like Baritone, you think the 12 and the 9 might have what it takes, and the 3's really going to have to save?
Well, I just saw that the 9 got past the 12 right there. They're a little bit back. I mean, if I was the 3 right now, there's no sense in really pushing it. You've got a pretty good lead. Kind of back it down a little bit. You don't have to run qualifiers. But I watching it the way Baritone said it, I kind of got to agree with him a little bit. Maybe I was wrong. The 3 might not be in the catbird seat. Now the 9 and the 12 can just sit back there and kind of draft and save fuel with one another. This might come down to a fuel mileage race, and the 3 is 2 laps behind.
Yep, the 3 pit with 31 to go. These other guys pit with 29 to go. So, yeah, they've only got to save 1 measly lap. If I was the 3, if I'm Combat Beast, I know that normally when he's racing, he's got a little bit of help from a couple of different people that say, hey, this is what's going on. Either watching my stream, watching other people's stream, and kind of comparing it to what Combat Beast is doing. I'd be telling him, man, manage the gap that you've got. You've got a good, as he is coming off of turns 3 and 4, they were just going into 3 and 4. So he's got a good gap. He can afford to back up his corners just a little bit, save a little bit of fuel. I don't remember, I'm pretty sure that Combat Beast races on a controller. I don't think he's actually on a wheel, so I don't think he's got the shifter option to go ahead and throw it in neutral to try to save gas, but he can absolutely save those tires and let that 3-car roll the corners just a little bit more. What do you think, boss?
I think the 3-car's already laid his bed. Unfortunately for him, I think he's got about 4 laps he needs to save at this point with only 20 to go, and I don't realistically see that being a potential option. I think he's laid his bed. He's just got to send it and try to get as many spots as he can through a quick pit stop, maybe gas only. Try to maybe conserve the right side tires a little bit like we were talking about earlier, and just maybe get only that 3 seconds worth of fuel in the car and try to get out as fast as possible, maybe gain a few spots that way. But unfortunately for him, without any sort of caution, I think his race for the win might be well and truly over at this point.
Yeah, I gotta think you're possibly right. I mean, the top 3 have clearly stepped away. 3 cars still leading: Q-Dog P2, J-Pa, Trippy, and Master Killer. That's going to round out your top 5, courtesy of the one and only driver number 3 here tonight. Normally, not King Matters, Combat Beast is in the 8 Hellman's Camaro. Decided tonight to go ahead and rock this number 3, try to finish this out as strong as possible. Whether Combat Beast wins the championship this season or not, Q-Dog wins it or not, Cinepuse wins it or not, a lot of these guys, we talked about this. You've heard J-Pa mention it several times. Balls and I have talked about it. Expert and I have talked about it. The parity in the Xfinity series this season has been nothing short but amazing. 13 different winners. The most of, I think I could say the most of all seasons combined in one series. This series and the Truck Series was watched by more people out there, to keep up with their friends, their favorite drivers, their series, the competition that they see in the series. So many different things that people come out to watch, and I absolutely appreciate every single one of them. We've given away gift cards, we've given away die-cast, we've done so much to stay positive with this community and with the people that come out, with the people that subscribe. Man, it has not gone unnoticed all season long. It's not going to stop. It's not going to, start going unnoticed right now. I absolutely hope every single one of y'all out there, whether you're watching this now, whether you're watching this later, please know I appreciate the hell out of you, and that's not going to change. Vols, you're up.
Man, I just want to give a big shout out and a thanks to the guys who came over here that was tuning in to me and old Curtis. We were calling the iRacing event, and they came over here, and they've stayed it true. I hope they give you a big follow and stay here and watch. This has been an incredible season all the way through. I remember calling all the Michigan races with you and was hoping to be racing them, but calling the races was a true honor and a testament to the dedication that you give to this series and to Xbox and to NASCAR Heat and eventually to iRacing. I hope to pull you over on a Wednesday night race if you're free, maybe. I'm sure that the owner of the league's watching this going, yeah, I want those two. But it's been an honor and it's been a pleasure. And tomorrow night we're gonna wrap up a championship. But Combat Beast has actually pulled away from the 9 of Q-Dog. I think they're saving the fuel that they need. Now this is the chance for the 3. It's time for him to back it up. He needs to stop getting on the throttle so early. Roll that car through the corner. Don't burn the tire. Try to save it. The fuel is an issue, but the tires are worse of an issue. Don't junk your race by being too aggressive. I think the 3's doing a pretty good job of it right now. So maybe he'll get it done, but the 9 and the 12 have definitely taken a step back.
Well, I'll tell you what, the last time he came on by the start stripe, there's 14 laps to go. This is going to be 13. I'm sorry, no, it's going to be coming to 12. He only had about 9 laps of fuel left in this thing. He has not saved enough at all. In fact, at the line right there, it's 12 laps to go. He's got 8 laps in the tank. So if he's got 8 laps in the tank and J-Pie and Q-Dog went 2 laps past him, he's now got a 5 to 6 second gap back to the 9 and back to the 12. I don't think I don't even know if they're going to be able to do it. It's really going to be interesting to see if the draft between them, Q-Dog will lead for a little while, then the 12 will lead for a little while. The Q-Dog will go back up, and then the 12 will go back up. Or do these guys go and short pit? Boss, you mentioned that earlier. Is it possibly that time where he comes on down and they try that? Where the 9's got to, where the 3 rather has to go in and grab 4. There's a lot that can still happen, and there's only a handful of laps left.
2
hands full of laps
left. I definitely think that the time is well. Yeah, I definitely think the time is well and truly past for the 3 car to come down and split the end of that run in half for 4 tires. I think now the most he takes is right sides in case his rights can't make it, which, looking at it, may more be likely a possibility. But I am watching this battle here between the 12 and the 9. I've been watching them the last 20 laps, and they've been trading it back and forth. And I think you were onto something when you talked about how that fuel was looking, they might be a lap or 2 short there, because I've noticed that the 9 was leading for a while there, and it almost seemed like he just let the 12 car by to overtake him so that he could save fuel behind him. But now I think the fuel, with about 8 to go, the fuel is well and truly out the window in their minds. They're going side by side at it, lap after lap now for the win.
Yeah, I don't have an onboard either with the 9 or the 12 of J-Pop, but as these guys are going, down the backstretch, now into 3 and 4 side by side, it doesn't really look like either one of them is letting up. So I've got to pretty much imagine that both of them are pretty hard on the throttle coming through the tri-oval. I almost wonder if J-Pod said, you know what, let's not make this a fuel race. I know J-Pod doesn't like them. So he might be saying, let's not make this a fuel race. Let's go all out. Q-Dog, let's go. Come on, let's burn them up. If we got to pit, we got to pit. Let's go. But let's not make it off of a drop or so of gas. Let's get in there. And man, if the 3-car Combat Beast beats us on speed, if he doesn't make any mistakes, he goes ahead and grabs the W. Not only did he deserve it last weekend at Pocono, you know what? Maybe he deserves this one.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for that theory, that's not going to be an option, because the 13 will be right there to pounce and take the win from both of them, because he's been pitting 4 and 5 laps later than even the 9 and the 12, so he is well and truly safe on fuel. I think he's now moved up into the 4th position ahead of everyone else, so that's no longer a possibility for them. So they're definitely trying to, go for the win, but at the same time make sure they've got enough to get to the finish here. And I think this is the point with about 6 and 5 to go where we'll see if they truly have that fuel or not.
Well, you can bet dollars to donuts right now that the 3 of Combat Beast, he's going to be coming on down pit road. Going to go ahead and find him. You just saw him signal. He'll be bringing it in this time. Baritone Boss, 4 tires, 2 tires. We know that's only going to be a half a can at most. What do you think the 3 does? If you're a gambling man, what are you putting on it?
Right sides. I think the rights are dead, but the lefts will get him there, and he's got enough time. And I don't know. We'll see. Oh, it looks like it will be 4 tires. He's kind of debating it right now, but there's the right sides. I got
Yep. 1 can right sides. Yep, and he's not going to mess with the wedge, so he must like how that thing was feeling. Now 7 seconds is what it takes to put on right side tires. So he said, you know what, I might as well take what I need in fuel, leave nothing to chance just in case that caution should fly. Good old green-white checker. 3 is going to come on back out. We're going to go ahead and follow back or check back in with the 9 and the 12. They are now out front. Actually, yep, they're gonna go ahead and pass on by that or get very, very close to the 3. 9 is actually on his bumper. The 3 is just about ready to go a lap down. So these guys know their biggest competition is now right in front of him. He was able to stay on the lead lap. That is a great job by the 3. Will the 9, will the 12 have to bring it on down?
I believe the 33 of Tripp is the leader of this race. He got past the 9 and the 12 right there, made his way past the 1, and I do believe the 3 did go a lap down right there. 33 should be the leader of this race. He was sitting in P number 5 just about 15 or so laps ago, and it looks like he's pacing this field.
Looking at the onboard for the 3, looks like it's showing his car, and then it's showing the 9 as the leader right behind him. So if you just saw the 33 of Trippy get on by, that was actually getting his lap back. So I'm guessing maybe he pit earlier, grabbed 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods, took what he needed on fuel to keep the car light to be fast. But we are coming to 3 to go. Man, this 12 and 9. They are in a nail-biter of a race. Is there anybody behind them that can really get it going, that took tires, will be able to catch these guys and fly on up to them?
White flag.
I don't know. You got it. They're on lap 199 of 200 right now.
Almost a lap down. This is the white flag. This is the race for the win right here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So.
Oh, 12's in the wall. 12's in the wall. He's in the wall hard.
So looks like old 9 a Q-Dog. He's going to come across the start stripe. He's going to be able to make it. Big congratulations to...
Oh, he's out of gas!
Who gets it? Who gets it? They are...
I think the 9 got it just barely. He ran out of gas coming to the line, but I think he still got it.
Let's see. Waiting for the results to pop up on screen. I'll actually go ahead and bring them up for everybody right now. I won't bring up the sound of the motor so you can actually hear us. But yeah, lap 200 of 200. As you see, everybody's scrambling for the last finishing spots. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. A few more people running out of gas. And yeah, the 3 car came in P number 5. And our finishing order is Q-Dog grabs the W, J-Pop P2, Commando Griff solidifies his championship, NNR Monster P4, Combat Beast P5, LXTX7, Master Killer Duramax Trippy, and Cole 315 round out your top 10. Fellas, only 6 people on the lead lap in a 200 lap race. That is flat driving it. Let's go ahead and bring it back to the normal stream. Great job by everybody. Big congrats to the 9 of Q-Dog. Guys, we're going to go ahead and let them settle down, file into the booth. We're going to have our top 3 for you here in just a moment or two. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Appreciate y'all. We are back with driver number 12. Oh, J-Pop, buddy. Stage 1, Stage 2, phenomenal driving. Stage 3, buddy, we thought you were going to be possibly the one and only driver to sweep all 3 races, depending on what would happen tomorrow in what's going to be a nail-biter of a cup race when we get to see you back in that very, very familiar Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang. Driver 22, J-Pa. Buddy, one hell of a race. You in the 9, able to get it on fuel. When did you know that you were going to be able to stretch it out for 29 or 30 laps to grab either a W or a top 2 finish?
Well, Pete, I really don't know. I just knew that we were about 1 to 2 laps short when we started that after that last caution, the game caution. So kind of just rode behind there. Didn't race too much there, but was able to save a little gas. Me and Q Dog, using each other's draft and getting that. And I swear to you, Pete, I did not know that Q Dog was the leader on those last few laps. I thought we were chasing down the 3 car from in front of us. So I'm over there like trying to push Q up to him, thinking, why is Q a brick in the water over here? And then it turns out that no, Q's the leader. He was just trying to hold me off. So yeah, so that's a little different. But no, congrats to Q. Congrats to Commander on P3 and that title that we believe that he secured tonight.
Yep.
And then Master Killer was up front tonight, thanks to Cole and Bills and Baritone. And I think Cheese was supposed to race, but his power went out or something. But no, I mean, just a good turnout. Thanks to the truck guys that come over and helped us fill the lobby. A few cup drivers were over there, myself included. Pete just went out there and had fun. Tried to race those guys right, but then also get up there and lead some laps on your stream. But I think this might be the first time I've ever been in the booth back-to-back nights, Pete. So, but no, thanks to Coley and Stout again, and I forgot Boehner and Swats and you, Vols, Rick James, HD. I think they've all been in the booth at some point. Griff during the trucks, and there's too many to name that have been up there helping you and stuff. So thanks to everybody who was able to put this on. It was a blast to run the Xfinity this season. We had 13 different winners, which I'm super proud about that. Just shows the parity that these drivers and the ones that we kind of at the beginning of the season when we selected cup drivers, Xfinity, and a lot of people got their choice on what they wanted to do, but man, the Xfinity, they really turned it up this year. And from a 2-man show last year to a 13, 14, 15, 16 drivers with a chance to win every week, it was a joy to sit up there in the sky and watch everybody. We had some bumps at Bristol and other places that, we had to get under control during the season, but I can't be mad at anybody. I'm thankful for everybody who ran a single lap in the Xfinity. And I just can't say enough about my NAOR and SRL guys that joined us and, kept pushing through. And shout out to Cole. I know he really liked coming to the booth. I wish he would have got a chance to get up there and get to talk to you tonight. So, but Pete, it's bittersweet. This week is supposed to be fun and reflective and all that, but I just feel, I just think the end is tomorrow. So it just, kind of hits you. Hits you hard when you've done something for so long and then it comes to an end, and that's what we've reached. And I know that a lot of people are going to make the flip over to the computer, but there's going to be a lot of people that won't make the flip and are not able to join us over there, and I'm going to miss every one of them. But no, I say Xbox has given me a lot of friends these last, I think we started league racing, man, in 2015, Pete. So it's been quite a while with all these guys, and so I can't thank them enough. The J-Paw Militia and everybody who's not J-Paw Militia, I've enjoyed racing with, man, 99.9% of the people out there. So thanks, Pete. If this is my last booth appearance, it was a joy to, come and talk to you and be with this group of guys every week.
Well, bud, I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck. I first came across you and Master Killer and Graboid and Cole and all those guys back in the old Dirty Mo days. And
good old Tripper.
Old Tripper, yep.
I think he got banned from Twitter for being a Trump supporter.
But man, I actually had started to that's kind of actually where my broadcasting started. So you guys were there at my very, very beginning, and here you are, possibly at closer to my end, depending on what happens with the new Motorsports Games offering, and what Cody and Stout and his admins decide to do with the new edition when it comes out. So we'll have to see. May not be the complete end. Only time will tell. But buddy, I thank you very much for your years of friendship, your years of on-track performance. Always, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're a scholar and a gentleman." You truly are. Can't wait to see you in Daytona, buddy. It's going to be a lot of fun. That first beer is on me. Looking forward to August 24th, I believe it is. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Pete. We'll see you then, man.
You got it. Well, I tell you what, Baritone Boss, even though your 44 got parked kind of early, one of those other J-Pop Militia guys ended up P number 1. Can you think he might be able to wrestle up, that driver of the Black Rifle Coffee number 9?
Yeah, Q-Dog, one heck of a race, man. It's what a well job to cap off the final race of the season with a win. I mean, your battle with J-Paw there and being able to manage to keep that fuel there to the end was great. Talk us through that race and just, talk us through the whole season there. Well done.
Yeah, man. Awesome. That was an awesome race. How fitting is it that possibly, would be the last race in NNR. I'm racing J-Paw for a win, since he brought us all over here. That was awesome. I guess I was racing J-Paw. He wasn't racing me. Man, it was just an awesome finish. Cool to go back and forth. Just a lot of fun. A great season. It was a fun way to cap off. If you told me I would have had 3 wins coming to the season, I wouldn't have believed you. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah, man, you had one heck of a season. I know you might have wanted to get the championship win there, but I mean, you can't be disappointed with 3 wins and capping off it with the final one there, the race of the season. You proved that you're one heck of a driver in the series and that you put on an elite performance every weekend and week out, and everyone appreciates your drive out there. If you got anyone you want to say thanks or shout out or anything else you want to add about the season, go right ahead.
Yeah, just congrats to Griff, man. Griff put it on strong there for the playoffs, man. He just turned it up a whole nother notch, and I couldn't keep up there, but it was a great season. Shout out to the J-Pop Militia, Cole, Master Killer, you, Baritone, Griff, Bills, Cheese, J-Pop, pretty much all NNR. Shout out to those guys, man. Combat, you had a great season as well, man, start to finish. So special shout out to Master Killer. I was looking at the points. I think me and him were the only ones that made it every race this year. So that's pretty cool. And shout out to Pete, man. I talked to you a lot this year, Pete.
Yeah.
And again, wasn't expecting that coming into this year, but that's been pretty cool. And Vols, man, I don't know. Every time you're in the booth, man, I feel like I win. So we needed you more often. But yeah, that was fun, guys. Appreciate everything.
Q-Dog, I'm just going to, since I don't have any stats, numbers, or metrics on old J-Pa, sitting in P number 3, bringing home the win tonight, I'm going to go over your season kind of quick. Obviously, we've talked about your car number over and over, calling you out many, many lap after lap. So car number 9, total race points this season, 1,287, 294 stage points. Buddy, even though you're not the series champion, you do have the most stage points this season. So big congrats on that. And that's a huge reason why you led the points for the majority of the season. Total season points, 1,106. As you said, 30 consecutive starts. You were a man of your words. You started the season. You saw it through. Big congrats. Tip of the old NNR hat on that. You've got 1 pole throughout the year. This will make 3 wins. This will be 15 top 5s, 28 top 10s, 5.93 finishing average. Obviously, that's going to change a little bit with tonight's W. Only 1 DNF. There's only 1 or 2 people that have 0. 1, not too shabby, man. No missed races. That's the best column to have a goose egg in if you're going to have it. Stage wins 4. Not quite sure if that's totally updated, but only 34 points behind Commando Griff as the season went on. Great job on your season, man. Congratulations on the W. It's been an absolute pleasure, racing with you, following your races, racing with you back in the Dirty Mo days. Q, you're one hell of a guy. Looking forward to catching up with you over on iRacing. You stay cool, man. We'll see you over there.
Appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to. I'll be joining Papa Bear's Turn Down for What, and I'll still be racing the PSES on Thursday. So looking forward to iRacing, man. And I'll see what comes around on the Xbox and try to stick around.
There you go. Is Combat Beast in here? Yes, he is. Combat Beast. Go ahead and pick up the mic, buddy.
Hello.
Combat, even though you finished outside of the top 3 tonight, you are top 3 in points. So before we get on over to Commando Griff, just like Q-Dog, I'm going to go over your season, your numbers, which are nothing short of special as well. Obviously, we've talked about that Hellman's number 8 Camaro many times throughout the year. You were absolute. I mean, for Q-Dog to send out a tweet, for one of your peers to send out a tweet last week at Pocono saying it was like you were in a cup car and everybody else was in an Xfinity car. That's how strong your car is. Man, that's huge. When one of your top competitors, says, gives you that kind of a compliment. So good job again. That just goes to show the friendship and the parity in this series of NNR. 1,241 total race points, 282, second most to Q-Dog. Stage points on the season, 1,110 total season points, 29 starts. So you only missed 1 race. 4 poles. I believe that is going to be most of all drivers. Yep, absolutely is. 3 wins. This will be 11 top 5, 18 top 10s now. 7.79 average finishing position. 4 DNFs. So that's absolutely what hurts you on the average finish. But still, to be inside the top 10, have a few wins, that definitely helped. Obviously, I mentioned it before, you only missed 1 race. I think you might have had a few more than 4 stage wins. That column might not be updated, but 30 points behind Commando Griff. Now, you mentioned earlier in the Discord, and I believe on Twitter as well, I came across yours, talking about the season and shutting it down right. I gotta tell you, I love that Dale Sr. throwback. You absolutely drove that number 3 around Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. You had a missile yet again. Congratulations on one hell of a season. And I know you're over on the iRacing side as well. You've already wrecked me over there. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I see you practicing drifting. I see you practicing racing. I see you doing all kinds of things. You are a true wheelman. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Absolutely welcome. Well, Vols, you get the man of the hour first, and then I get to chat with him. And you know somewhere in there, Commando Grip's going to be thanking that smoking hot, beautiful wife he's got. Go ahead and grab old Griff, Vols.
Well, before I do that, Q-Dogs, you might be right. You do win a lot, and I'm very upset you didn't run the Plan B sales car because we would have gave away a diecast for your win. But Champion Griff, do you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
You've came out all season. You've put on one hell of a show. You've done everything right. You've been a fantastic ambassador for the League of NNR, for the series in the Xfinity series. The whole J-Paw militia have been fantastic. What does it mean to be the Xfinity Series champion this year? And what does this mean for you moving forward?
Well, first off, Bulls, I'm just humbled to be where I'm at. I started the season just looking to learn, looking to have fun with these guys, pick up a more competitive league, and I never would have guessed that it would have turned into something like this. Racing with these J-POM militia members is always a blast. And sadly, I'm going to be one of the few that does not transition over to iRacing. Don't quite have the funds yet for it, but hopefully here in the future we'll be able to get back together with the J-PAW family, if you will, and be able to turn some laps together.
Well, as the champion, we just got rated by Lacey Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, you're just tuning in. This is Repeat 1975's channel. I'm Vols Fan 88, also known as Tennessee or Terry Radford. I'm an idiot. Commando Grip. We're celebrating the 2021 NNR Xfinity Series champion. So big round of applause to him. I'll go to my next question. You're not moving on to the iRacing side. You're staying here. Is there any other leagues that you have managed to pick up, something that you're going to be able to do? I know Q-Dogs mentioned PSCS. They're still running over here. Turn Down for What might still have an Xbox league. Is there any chance that we're going to see you in another series to go out and get a little bit more before you go onto the iRacing side eventually?
I'd love to, Vols. Honestly, I'm a little picky with my leagues. I scope out the kind of the league members first and the owner that operates it and kind of sees what their values are and kind of how they handle things. So it's got to be a pretty special league to join. Secondly, I really want to follow these guys. I've been racing with them all season. I've built amazing relationships with all of them, and it just wouldn't be the same to race without these guys around me.
Well, it has been an honor and a privilege for myself to be calling these races, and I really hope that you join the booth with us tomorrow. You have an amazing voice. You are one of my favorite people to listen to broadcast. You're one of the guys that I really, really want to call a race with. It's been an honor, sir. It has been a privilege to call your races. Congratulations from all of us at NNR for being the champion. And Pete, I'm sure he's going to thank his smoking hot wife, as he likes to say it. The floor is yours, buddy.
Man, I tell you what, Driver 13, proven one more time that number, it was by no means unlucky whatsoever for you all season long. I can recall many, many times saying how consistent you were, ending in the top 5 over and over and over again. 13, this is going to make 14 top 5s, 23 top 10s, an average finish of 7th. I think that's wrong, because I can remember many, many times you being right in the thick of it when it really, really mattered. I don't think the stage wins that are on this graph are 100% right. Coey might disagree, but man, driver 13, we talk about you all season long. 1,252 race points, 255 stage points, 1,140 would mean the difference of 30 points back to Combat Beast. 28 starts, so you only missed 2 races, 3 poles, 2 wins, 13, like I mentioned, 13 top 5s, 23 top 10s, average finish was 7.04. This is going to help a little bit. Only 1 DNF, which obviously that one missed race, not having that extra start. And again, I think the stage wins are slightly off. Commando Griff, you are going to add to bowling as 2 brand new champions in NNR. We're going to have 3 brand new champions. Obviously, Asbel did not come back this year. Watt Racing retired after last year. Bowling is going to go ahead and replace him. Smitty, he didn't defend his championship. He went up to Cup. So you're replacing him. Bowling is replacing Watt. And tomorrow, either the Aviator or Lucky Dog are going to go ahead and replace. I'm sorry, either CJ Max Rose or Lucky Dog are going to go ahead and replace Aviator, which is a 2-time Cup champ. Man, you are among some of the best to ever win a championship in NNR. You thank your wife for giving you time to get on here and do this and spend some time with some great people that you've met, that I've met you. Buddy, phenomenal season, very well put together. When you're on stream more often than not, usually it's because you're positive in the points, and you just won yourself an NNR Xfinity Series championship. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Pete. That means a lot.
Man, Vols, Baritone Boss. Guys, we got one more to go, but before we wrap this up, I'm going to bring J-Paw back in one more time. Owner and operator, admin, whatever you want to call it, of this series. J-Paw, you talked about the 13 cars in the field going 13 cars deep, nose to tail in the parade lap to signify the 13 different winners that have won in this season. The best parity among all 3 series. Any high points or low points of this season? And what stands out to you most?
Man, Pete, what really stands out the most is when I became Angry Pie at Bristol because we had some lap down cars that wouldn't listen to me. So that really stands out, and I know everybody wants to point at that as far as probably the worst time of the season. But Bristol, little track, caution in the middle of pit stops. What are they supposed to do? But no, I mean, look, I can't give a shout out enough to, Griff and Combat Beast and Q-Dog, Cole, King Mathers, KFB, Baritone, PTH the Goat, Shadow, Bills, JR Big Dogs, Cheese. I mean, that's our winners right there from this season. I mean, every other person was just as valuable, even though they didn't have a win. But, shout out to those who were able to snatch that. Shout out to Master Killer and Yotes. I mean, both of them sitting there coming in the top 5. They had won all season. So, I mean, they had consistent good runs that kept them up into the top 5. Other people. Little Tank, Old Tweeter, they finished in playoff spots and didn't have a win. So, it's just so many good drivers out there and so many different tracks that there was there to be able to, show each of them's talent and each, I mean, thinking back to, Cole winning the Roval, I believe. And, I mean, there's just so many good spots to point to, man. Just seeing some of these guys get their first NNR win. I knew how I felt at Talladega a few weeks ago, and and to see 13 different people have that same feeling, that just it was a good season, and I'm glad Coey picked me to run it. So.
Well, he picked you, and man, he couldn't have picked a better person. J-Paw, you did one hell of a season leading this Xfinity charge, and yeah, I would absolutely stick to that. I know you're over on iRacing with us. We'll be racing together and Turn Down for What. Can't wait to see you on the track over there. Like I mentioned before, can't wait to see you down in Daytona. Thank you one more time. If not only for me, thank you for everybody in this series, sir. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Pete.
You got it. Let's see. I think that's going to be just about it. I was checking to see if there's one more person in here, but nope, he's not. All right, guys and gals, don't forget one more time, tomorrow night, we are going to watch an amazing battle between the one and only driver 13. Another 13 that's going to try to get it done, but this time it's going to be Pro League Season 2 winner, Lucky Dog. Also fighting off Pro League Season 2 driver and challenger, the 42 Credit One Camaro of the one and only CGMX Rose. So they've got just a very, very small 8-point battle, 4 stages. Will wrap up the season in NNR on the Cup Series. You'll be able to see J-Paw in that double deuce, the Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang that he likes to pilot around. Right about 8:30 Eastern, but I will have a little special note here. I will actually have about a good 15 to 20 minutes with both of those drivers in a pre-race interview. So make sure you come on out. If you haven't already, make sure you leave notifications on so you know when I go live. You're not going to want to hear these two. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee it's going to be informative. These two have battled it out on track, week in and week out ever since Lucky Dog decided to go full time. Will he wrap it up with a championship, or will Lucky Dog finish just a few spots? Will CGMX Rose finish a few spots ahead of Lucky Dog like last week and go ahead and claim that championship? And oh, by the way, Coey did open that league to truckers and Xfinity drivers, so we should have one hell of a field. So until tomorrow night, right around 8:30 Eastern, I definitely appreciate every single bit of it. And I have a feeling I'm getting interrupted here, unless somebody's clearing his throat for another reason.
I'm sorry. Expert put in your chat that he has a special announcement to make.
Oh, my bad. Expert Racing, I know that you were over spotting for the one and only driver Lacey Cool in the NASCAR, Drive for Diversity series, or whichever it is, sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, of course, I was over there. I wish I could have been here tonight. First of all, before I get to the announcement, congratulations to Lacey. It was my first win and first championship as her crew chief. She was able to win the title there tonight. So while we're crowning champions here, they were crowning champions there. Congratulations to her. But the big announcement I want to have, she's been invited, and I want to carry that over here. This Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on the Experts of Racing Sportscast, we want to send, we talked about it so far all week, and I'm going to be in the booth talking about it tomorrow with Pete and Bowles and everybody else that's joining us. Tomorrow, we don't know what's happening on the console side when it comes to NNR on Xbox. We'd hope to think for the best that something does come out of this, but either way, it's been a great opportunity to be able to commentate with Pete and Bowles and then watch y'all as well. The one thing I want to do, I want to send this out with a bang. This Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, I am cordially inviting Commando Grip, NNR Bowling, and whoever the champion of the Cup Series is, and you as well, Pete, as an honorary co-host of the podcast, as we have a NNR championship celebration and CTC championship celebration all together on the podcast, just being able to celebrate the past season and just be able to, enjoy it for one final time. I want to just make that announcement and be able to invite y'all here on Pete's stream. And be sure, if you haven't already, be sure to follow Repeat, because tomorrow you do not want to miss it one final time to hear the greatest commentator on NASCAR Heat commentate here with NNR for this season. You do not want to miss it.
Very, very good. You're probably going to have to get a hold of Lacey's dad to talk about that. But man, congratulations, Lacey. We've seen you on stream racing. Sometimes even with that helmet, which is pretty freaking cool, I gotta say. Harvick fan, I definitely appreciate you. I'm glad that you come on out and keep these guys company as well. It's going to be a great podcast. Again, 5:30 Eastern time on Friday afternoon. Be there or be square. I'll certainly be there, and I'll also be right back here 8:30 Eastern tomorrow night for those NNR Cup guys. Again, it's going to be one hell of a battle. Thank y'all one more time for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping us company. Big, big thank you to Baritone Boss and Vols for stepping up to step in. We'll see y'all again tomorrow night. Take care, everybody. Thank you again.